Welcome to HOJO Radio. Our next broadcast was based on a comic book character created in 1941. He made his radio debut in 1943 and ran until 1953. Relax, folks, relax for the adventures of Archie Andrews right here on HOJO Radio.
Jug. It's a matter of life or death.
Oh, relax, Archie. Relax.
Yes, here he is again, the youngster millions of readers of Archie Comics magazine know and love so well. Brought to you by Swift & Company, makers of Swift's premium pranks, Archie Andrews and all his gang.
Can there be sweet one? No, from west coast to New York, Swift's premium pranks, Swift's premium pranks.
For your guarantee of protection, Swift's premium pranks now come to you cellophane wrapped in handy 1-pound packages. Made fresh daily in Swift kitchens from coast to coast, Swift's premium pranks are then wrapped in the new handy sanitary Flavor Saver pack and brought to you at the very peak of their tantalizing flavor, with all their natural goodness sealed in. So, kids, tell your mom that you want Swift's premium pranks. And, Mom, get some today. They're delicious. And you'll be glad to know that Swift's premium pranks are economical. There's no waste to them. Every bite is all nourishment, dinner-quality meat. Ask for them today. Swift's premium pranks in the sanitary 1-pound package. Now for our weekly visit to Riverdale. It's a sunny Saturday morning as we look in on the Andrews home, and we find Mrs. Andrews working in the kitchen.
In the good old summertime, in the good old summertime.
Phew. Ooh, what a day.
Oh, hello, dear. What'd you say?
I said, what a day.
What's wrong with it?
Well, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with it?
Yes, what's wrong with it?
Mary, have you by any chance taken a look at the thermometer right outside this window?
Well, no, I haven't. Why?
Because, Mary, this is the first time I ever saw a thermometer perspire.
Fred, are you trying to tell me it's hot?
Mary, do I have to tell you it's hot? Can't you feel it?
Well, as a matter of fact, dear, I've been so busy working around the kitchen, I haven't had time to notice the heat.
But it happens to be 90 degrees in the shade. What do you mean you haven't noticed it?
Fred, don't be silly. Everybody knows that the heat is always worse if you sit around worrying about it. The only thing to do is ignore it.
But, Mary, how do you ignore 90 degrees? I might ignore the first 60 or 70 of them, but the last 20 get me.
Fred,
I could fry eggs on the sidewalk today.
Yes, dear.
And an hour out in that sun, you'd have a sunstroke.
Yes, dear.
And it's still morning. What's it going to be like this afternoon?
Oh, my. Fred Andrews, instead of standing there and complaining about the heat as though you were in a tropical jungle someplace, why don't you do something about it?
Do? Mary, what do you suggest I do?
Well, go sit on the porch.
Sit on the porch?
Yes, dear. There's always a nice breeze out there, and with the awning down and a nice, comfortable rocking chair to sit in, well, you can be as comfortable out there as any place in town.
Oh, well, maybe you're right, dear. Maybe you're right. I'll try it.
But I have to get this kitchen straightened out, heat or no heat.
Yes, dear, but I don't know where you get the energy to work on a day like this. Oh, I've never in all my days seen a summer as hot as this one. 90 degrees at this time of the day. Why, it's unheard of. It's... Oh, well, there is a little breeze out here at that. Well, maybe Mary was right. If I just sit still in this rocking chair, I might be able to stay cool. Oh, this heat sure knocks me out. Oh, that's a little better anyway. I can almost breathe now.
In the good old summertime, in the good old summertime. See, hiya, Dad. How's the boy?
Hello, Archie. I'm...
Swell day, isn't it, Dad?
Swell
Oh,
day,
this is
Archie,
about the best summer we've ever had.
Archie,
yes, sir. Nothing like a little sunshine to make a fella feel good.
Archie, you may call this a little sunshine that makes you feel good, but I'm confounded hot. Do you mind?
Well, gee whiz, Dad, what's there to be so hot about?
What's there to be hot about? Archie, aren't you hot?
Well, I'm a little warm, but not hot. In fact, soon as I get my glove, Jug and I are going out to play baseball.
Play baseball on a day like this?
Uh-huh.
Archie, do you mean to say that you're actually going to stand out in some hot, dusty field right in the blazing sun and run around after a baseball on a day like this?
Sure, Dad, why not?
Because it's night. Because you'll get sun. Because only mad dogs. Because... Oh, never mind, Archie. I'm starting to perspire all over again just thinking about your playing baseball.
Gee whiz, Dad, you know what you need?
Yes, a trip to Alaska.
No, seriously, Dad, if you're hot, what you ought to do is go in the kitchen and make yourself a nice glass of ice-cold lemonade.
Archie, never mind. Did you say ice-cold lemonade?
Uh-huh, with lots of ice. That'll cool you off.
Well, Archie, you know, you may have something there.
Sure, I just had some down at the drugstore, Dad, and it was swell. Well, I gotta get my glove. Call me if Jughead gets you, will you, Dad?
Yes, Archie, I will. Well, ice-cold lemonade. Yes, sir, that's just exactly what I need. Mary! Oh, Mary!
Yes?
Could you come out here for a minute, dear?
Fred, what do you want now? I'm very busy, dear.
Yes, dear, I know. And I wouldn't bother you, but it's very important.
Yes?
Would you mind making me a nice big glass of ice-cold lemonade?
Lemonade, but Fred, I'm so busy.
I'd come in and make it myself, dear, but I don't want to get in your way.
But, Fred,
just make it nice and sour and put lots of ice in it.
Fred,
in fact, fill the glass with ice, then just pour a little lemonade over it.
Fred, are you through daydreaming now?
Yes, dear. I'm daydreaming. Who's daydreaming?
You are. I'm defrosting the refrigerator, and we haven't a drop of ice in the house.
Oh, good. For a minute, I was afraid there's no ice. Oh, Mary, you're fooling.
Fred, I'm not.
Oh, great. Mary, is this any day to be without ice?
Well, Fred, how did I know you'd be wanting cold lemonade? And besides, that refrigerator needed defrosting.
But Mary,
I'll put it on, and you'll have some ice in half an hour, dear.
Half an hour? Oh, that's fine. I'll probably be dead of the heat in 2 minutes. My wife says she'll have some ice in half an hour.
Well, Dad, how's the lemonade?
Archie,
Good, huh? Bet you feel cooler already.
Archie,
I told you there's nothing like a nice big glass of ice-cold lemonade on a day like this.
Archie, it so happens I haven't even had a smell of a glass of lemonade.
Gee whiz, Dad, lemonade doesn't smell.
Archie, I know that. What I mean is that I haven't had any lemonade at all. It seems your mother is defrosting the refrigerator and we have no ice.
Oh, gee whiz, that's too bad.
Yes, Archie, and Hey, that gives me an idea.
So long, Dad.
Archie, come back here.
Me, Dad?
Yes, you.
Oh.
Archie, you run next door to Betty's and borrow a tray of ice cubes.
But, Dad, Jughead's calling for me any minute, and we're going to play baseball, and Yes, Dad.
Archie, have you seen this morning's paper?
Yes, Dad.
Did you happen to read the story of how 9 people collapsed of heat prostration this week?
Yes, Dad.
You want that happen to me?
Yes, Dad. No. I mean, no, Dad.
All right. And go over to Betty's and get some ice cubes and stop arguing.
Okay, Dad, okay, I'm going. But if Jughead gets here, tell him to wait.
Yes, Archie, and don't be all day about it.
I won't, Dad.
Oh, I won't, Dad. Oh, that boy. Getting him to do something is just like...
Hello?
Oh. Jughead.
Who'd you expect? The good humor man?
No, Jughead, I did not expect the good humor man. And I did not expect you to come sneaking up in back of me either. Where'd you come from, anyway?
Well, I came around that side of the house.
Why?
That's the shady side.
Oh, fine. Well, I'm glad you've got sense enough to stay out of the sun anyway.
Sure I have. It's an awful hot day today.
Yes,
Hottest day I've ever seen.
Yes,
Hottest day in 10 years, I bet.
Judge, I don't
It's going to
want
get
to-
hotter, too.
All right, Jughead, so it's going to get hotter. You certainly don't make me feel any cooler talking about it.
I don't?
No, you don't. Now, just be quiet before I suffer a case of heat prostration.
Gee, my Uncle Herman had a case of heat prostration last week.
He did?
Uh-huh. He even went to the doctor.
What'd the doctor do?
He told my Uncle Herman to try salt.
Salt? Table salt?
Uh-huh. The doctor said that's the best thing on a hot day.
Well, I've heard of that. Did it help your uncle?
Nope. And we poured half a box over him.
Oh, great. Jughead, your Uncle Herman didn't really let you pour salt all over him, did he?
Sure. What'd you expect him to do, eat it?
Jughead, look, let's just forget your Uncle Herman. I'm too hot to even talk.
See, I know what you need, Mr. Andrews, a fan.
Yes, Jug, a what?
A fan, an electric fan.
Jughead, you know something? That's a good idea.
I get lots of good ideas.
Well, we won't argue that right now. But an electric fan out here in the porch to stir up the breeze might be just what the doctor ordered.
Oh, no. The doctor ordered salt.
Jughead, this is a different doctor, and be quiet.
Oh, okay.
Now, where am I going to get a fan? Ours went out of order 2 years ago, and I never did get a new one.
I got one.
You have?
Uh-huh, at
Oh,
home.
Jughead, that's great. That's swell. In fact, that's wonderful. Well, Jug, you don't mind running home and getting the fan as a favor to me, do you?
Yep.
But, Jughead, you only live a few blocks from here.
I know, but Mr. Andrews, it's so hot.
Oh, fine. Jughead, look, if you'll go home and bring that fan back here, I'll give you a quarter.
Nope.
I'll give you 4 nickels.
It's a deal.
Fine. All right, Jug. You go get the fan, and I'll give you the money.
Okay, Mr. Andrews. But tell Archie I'll be right back. Oh, boy, 4 nickels.
Oh, that Jughead. A quarter isn't enough, but 4 nickels is all right.
Dad,
I'll give you...
Dad, quick, take it.
Archie, for Pete's sake, where'd you get that big chunk of ice?
Well, Betty wasn't home, so I went to the Jenkins, and they have an ice box, and they gave me this chunk of ice, and boy, is it cold. Take it quick.
Archie, don't hand it to me. Oh, that's freezing, Archie. Take it back.
Dad, wait till my hands are warm. Don't like... Oh, boy, Dad, take it back.
What's on out
Oh,
here?
Mom, quick, take this ice from me. Here.
I don't want
Here.
it.
Not me.
Fran, you take
Mary,
it.
no, that's Oh, that's cold. Here, Archie, you take it.
Dad, no, put it on the... Oh, boy, that's cold.
Archie! I told you to get ice cubes, not a cake of ice.
Well, yes, but I couldn't have done it.
You're dropping it.
What? Well, we got ice cubes now.
Oh, good grief. Just look at that. My ice.
You're right. Fred, what about my porch?
Your porch. Mary, who wants to drink your porch?
Nobody wants to drink it, but just look at the mess that melting ice is making. Archie, how could you drop the ice?
It was easy.
Mary, never mind a little melted ice now. Better get a pot or something to pick up the pieces before it all melts.
All right, dear, but I do have other things to do, you know.
Oh, fine thing. Just look at that ice splattered all over the place.
Gee, I'm sorry, Dad, but I couldn't help it. My hands were so cold and the ice was so slippery.
Hello, Archie.
Oh, gee whiz, Betty.
Oh, fine.
Hello, Mr. Andrews.
Hello, Betty.
How are you, Archie?
Oh, fine,
Oh,
Betty.
this is the hottest day you ever saw.
Well, I don't
bet it's over 100.
Well,
I've never been so hot in all my life.
Well, neither
But you
I.
look nice and cool.
Well, I feel pretty
Golly,
good.
what's that all over the porch?
Oh, that's
ice. Golly, how did ice get there in a day like this?
Oh, well, you see...
Golly, Archie, you're not talking very much today. Something wrong?
Oh, fine.
No, Betty, nothing's wrong. If you let me explain...
Well,
you see,
I've
I
been
was
standing here for
walking
10
with
minutes now, but you haven't said a word.
Betty, if you'll just shut... I mean, if you'll be quiet for a minute, I'll say a word. 2 words, in fact.
Oh, okay.
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 No, well, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. That could go on all day. Betty, what Archie's trying to tell you is that I was hot and I wanted some cold lemonade.
Cold lemonade? Oh, God.
Betty?
Okay.
And Archie went to your house to borrow some ice cubes.
But I wasn't home.
Yeah, that's right. So he went to Mrs. Jenkins and got a big chunk of ice and dropped it and broke it. And that's how the ice got all over the porch. Now are you happy?
Oh, I was happy before that.
Oh, fine.
But golly, Mr. Andrews, I know a better way to keep cool than drinking lemonade.
Yes, I know, but... You do?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Turn the sprinkler on.
The sprinkler?
Mm-hmm. That's what my father always does on a hot day. Gets the garden hose out and puts the lawn sprinkler on full force. And that fine spray in the air cools off the whole house.
Now, by George, you might have something there.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
It certainly does. But we don't have a lawn sprinkler.
Oh, you could
use ours, Mr. Andrews. We could run the hose right across our lawn to your lawn.
Betty, that's wonderful. Archie, you go over and help Betty drag the hose over here.
But, Dad, I'm waiting for Jughead.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. He was here a few minutes ago.
He was? Oh, gee whiz, where'd he go?
Well, he had to run home for something. But he'll be back in a minute. Now, you two go ahead. You and Betty get that sprinkler turned on, please, before I melt away, will you?
Okay, come on, Betty.
All right, Archie, I think it's all connected and everything.
Oh, sprinklers. Sprinklers. Now, why didn't I think of that before? Yes.
Put all the ice right in here.
Huh?
Fred Andrews, haven't you picked up any of that ice?
Oh, good grief. I forgot all about it,
Oh,
Mary.
for pity's sake. Fred, I thought you wanted the ice for lemonade.
Well, I did, dear. I did. But it doesn't matter now. Betty was just here with a wonderful suggestion. The lawn sprinkler.
Sprinkler?
Yes, sir. She and Archie are setting the lawn sprinkler up on the front lawn, and when we get that going, the spray will cool off the whole place.
Then you don't want the ice?
Not now, I don't.
Oh, for pity's sake. Get everyone excited about ice, and then you don't want ice. Fred Andrews, I wish you'd make up your mind.
Mary, I did make up my mind, but how can I want ice that's all melted? How?
I don't know how.
Oh, good grief. Jughead, where did you come from this time?
My house, remember?
Remember? Oh, you mean the fan I sent you for.
Uh-huh, here it is.
Jughead, is that a fan?
Yep.
Yeah, but the blades are all battered and bent, and the guardrail is gone off of it. Whatever happened to it?
Well, last winter I got an idea to put wings on it and make an electric airplane.
And?
It worked.
Oh, fine.
Crashed right through the window. Boy, what a plane that was.
Jug! Never mind your inventions. What I want to know is, does it still work as a fan?
Oh, sure, I think. But just be careful of the blades. It's a little dangerous without the guardrails around.
Yes, sir. I'll be careful. Here, I'll hold the fan. Now, you go and plug it in. There's a socket right the other side of the door.
Okay, I got it.
Well, good. Now I'll snap the switch. Jug, I turned the switch on, but nothing happened.
Oh, it will, Mr. Andrews. Just give it time. There, it's going now.
How can you tell?
Can't you hear it?
Jughead, I can not only hear it, I can count the number of times the blades go around in a minute.
Well, it is a little slow, isn't it?
Like everything in your family.
Huh?
No, nothing, Jug, nothing. I'll turn it off.
Turn it off? You mean you aren't going to use it?
Jug,
after I went all the way home for
Jug,
it? Then you make that whole...
Jughead, look! I'll still give you the 4 nickels, I promise you, but there's no sense running a fan that'll hardly turn.
It's not the money. It's the principle of the thing. There's nothing wrong with that fan. I think you ought to use it.
Oh, mate, look, Jughead, you take this fan down to my workshop or in the basement and see if you can find a loose wire or something. Now, if you can fix it, I'll use it. But otherwise, it's just a waste of electricity.
Okay, I'll fix it and you'll see.
Yes?
I'll see.
Yes, Jug, I'll see. Oh, how do I get into these things?
Hey,
I
Dad,
don't know.
here's the sprinkler. Where do you want it?
Oh, good. Put it right in the center of the lawn, Archie. Near the walk.
Okay. How's that?
Oh, fine. Now, turn it on. Full force.
Okay, Dad. Hey, Granny, turn it on.
Well, maybe now things will cool off around here.
Hello, Mr. Andrews.
Oh, Mr. Sherry, hello.
Is it hot enough for you, Mr. Andrews?
Yes, Mr. Sherry. Come on up here in the porch.
Oh, I can't stay, Mr. Andrews. Got to do some shopping for my wife.
Yeah, but don't stand there, Mr. Sherry. They're going to turn the sprinkler on.
What sprinkler?
That sprinkler.
Well, I'm getting wet.
I tried to tell you, Mr. Sherry, but...
Here, I just stopped by to say hello and give you these Swift's premium pranks in the handy 1-pound package wrapped in cellophane for your convenience and protection. And what happens?
You get wet. But
Don't you want to hear about those plump, delicious pranks made of all dinner-quality meats?
Yes, but
Okay, Mr. Andrews, listen to this. Swift's premium pranks come in the new sanitary Flavor Saver pack that seals in all the natural goodness of those wonderful pranks. Imagine 8 to 10 of the juiciest, most flavorful pranks you ever tasted, wrapped in a cellophane package to ensure extra freshness. And here I was delivering to you these delightful Swift's premium pranks made of tender beef and juicy pork, skillfully blended into each wonderful prank, and then you turn the hose on me.
Yes, but
Just think what you're getting, Mr. Andrews. Swift's premium pranks. The pranks that are made fresh daily in Swift kitchens from coast to coast. So that wherever or whenever you buy them, you know they're fresh.
Mr. Sherry, look, I like Swift's Premium Franks, and I like you, and I apologize for getting you wet. But for Pete's sake, don't just stand there in that sprinkler.
Don't stand in it. Mr. Andrews, don't be silly. This is the first time I've been cool all day.
What?
Thanks for the shower. Well, see you later, Mr. Andrews.
Well, I'll be darned. And all the time I thought he was mad about that water.
Well, how's that,
know.
Dad? Good, huh?
Yes, Archie, fine. Now I'll go back and turn it off.
Turn it off. Dad, I thought you said you wanted the spray.
I did, but you two just got Mr. Sherry soaking wet.
Oh, we did?
Yes, and while he didn't mind, the next person might. So just turn it off before we get into trouble.
Golly, okay, Mr. Andrews. I'll go turn it off, but I wish you'd decide whether you want the sprinkler or not.
Yeah, Dad, after all the work we went to, I think
Yes, Archie, I know you went to a lot of work, and I'm sorry, son. Believe me, I did want it on. Because if I don't cool off soon, I'll boil over. But that sprinkler is just too dangerous to leave on, that's all.
Okay, Dad. Betty's got it off. Now, if Jughead would just get back here, we could go...
Oh, I forgot to tell you, Archie. Jughead is here.
Well, that is here? Where?
Downstairs in the basement, fixing an old fan.
Gee whiz, Dad, why didn't you tell me? I've been waiting for Jug...
Archie.
Oh, great.
Hi, y'all, chickens. I'm awful glad to see y'all, Archie. Dear. Hello, Mr. Andrews. Why you look all hot?
Veronica, I all am hot. I've been trying to cool off with fans and cold lemonade and sprinklers and whatnot, but it doesn't seem to do me the least bit of good.
Oh, my goodness. Why don't you do what my father does on a hot day like this?
What's that?
He gets himself a bucket of cold water and sits with his feet in it.
Keeps his feet in a bucket of cold water?
Uh-huh. He says that'll keep him cool even if the temperature were 150.
Well, now, why didn't I think of that? Well, that's the best suggestion yet. Yes, sir.
Oh, gee whiz, Dad, you don't want me to go get a bucket of water now, do you?
No, Archie, I certainly do not.
Huh?
Every time I've sent you for something, I've had trouble. This time, I'm going to get something myself. Yes, sir, a nice big bucket of ice-cold water, just exactly what I need.
Well, I'm glad that's one thing I don't have to do. Boy, I've been chasing around for an hour.
Oh, have you really, Archie?
Uh-huh. But now I can talk to you until Jughead gets here.
Hello.
I had opened my big mouth. Hello, Jug.
Hi. Hi, Veronica.
Hi, Judge.
Well, did you get the fan fixed?
Well, not exactly, but I found out how to make it work. There's a loose wire inside, and when it stands up straight, it doesn't go. But when you lay it down on its back, it goes like crazy.
Well, Jug, that's very interesting, but
You want to see?
Well, not right now, Jug.
Here, hold the fan. I'll go plug it in on the other side of the door.
Oh, me. All right, Jug, but hurry up.
Okay, this will just take a second.
Oh, that Jughead.
There,
Sometimes
I got the bucket of water. Yes, sir.
Dad, look out for that wire. Dad, look out.
Mr. Andrews, you're only supposed to put your feet in it.
Very funny. Very funny.
Fred, what
Veronica,
happened?
Mary, I don't know. I came out here with this bucket and somebody tripped me.
Oh, gee whiz, Dad, nobody tripped you. You tripped over the wire.
What wire?
Why, it's my fan. See?
Oh, great. Jughead, have you still got that broken down thing here?
Sure. All you gotta do is lay it down and it works.
Oh, that's fine, but get it out of here.
Okay. I'll put it down in this chair.
Yes, but be sure you just...
Fred, never mind, Jughead. Now, did you hurt yourself when you fell?
Yes, I did, Mary. I wrenched my back, and it hurts like the dickens.
Oh,
and
dear. Fred, I'm going to call a doctor.
The doc... Oh, no, Mary, no, just for a little bruise.
Fred, a back injury can be serious. We might as well have the doctor look at
Yeah,
it.
but, Mary, I tell you... Oh, me, what's the use? All I want to do is keep cool, and the more I
Golly,
try...
what's going on?
Oh, hello, Betty. My father just fell and hurt his back.
Oh, Veronica, you're here. Well, anything wrong with that, Miss Cooper?
Now,
Don't
Veronica,
you Miss Cooper me, Miss Lodge.
Now, Veronica-
And why not?
Now, Veronica,
Because
I-
I'll slap your face, that's why.
Oh,
Just a minute, just a minute. I absolutely have had enough trouble around here today without you two girls getting into a fight. Now, you hear me?
Well, she started it.
I don't care who started it. Now, Betty, you stay right where you are, and Veronica, you sit down in that chair.
Mr. Andrews.
I want no more nonsense around here of any kind.
Mr. Andrews.
I'll have some peace and quiet or know the reason why.
Mr. Andrews.
And Jughead, you be quiet too. Veronica, I said sit down in that chair.
Yes, Mr. Andrews, but I... It bit me!
Veronica, what bit you?
Something in that chair!
Veronica, please don't.
She sat on the fan.
Jughead, will you
Rod, serves her right.
Betty,
Betty, please believe him.
Veronica, Mary, just sat on the carpet. Please. Jughead, I'm warning you. Please. Jughead, quiet.
Oh, that's better. Now listen to me, all of you. This nonsense has gone far enough. Too far, in fact.
So has my fan.
I said be quiet.
Okay.
Okay. Now, all I want to know is why, when the temperature is 90 degrees in the shade and nobody can find any shade, and I just want to sit still and try to keep cool, that's all. Just sit on my own front porch and keep cool. Why can't I do it? Why?
I give up.
Jughead, be quiet.
Okay.
I have never in all my days seen anything like this. First, no ice. Then Archie goes to borrow some ice, but we drop the ice and it melts. Then Jughead goes home to get a fan that doesn't work. Then Archie turns on a hose that soaks Mr. Sherry. Then Jughead strings wire all over the porch so I can trip over it.
And boy, did you look funny when you...
Jughead!
Okay.
Fred, there's no need to shout so. You're just getting hotter, dear.
Mary, wouldn't you shout if these things happen to you?
Well, I know, but you...
I am through shouting, and I am through getting hotter. And things are going to be done my way starting right now, you hear?
Yes, Mr. Andrews.
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear Dad.
All right. Now, Jughead, you take that fan home right now.
Yes.
You hear me?
Yes, Mr. Andrews.
Did Archie, you take this bucket inside the house.
Yes, Dad.
And Betty, please take your sprinkler and hose back home.
Yes, Mr. Andrews.
And I am just going to sit here quietly, and that's final.
But, Fred, you can't do that.
And why not?
Because I just spoke to the doctor and told him you sprained your back.
And?
And he said you better get right down to his office and you'll be good as new as soon as he gives you a couple hours of heat treatment.
Heat treatment? Oh, no! I won't do
Friends, you really know what you're getting when you ask for Swift's Premium Franks. Made fresh daily in Swift kitchens from coast to coast, so you know they're fresh. Made by Swift, so you know they're top quality. Ask for them today. Swift's Premium Franks in the new handy 1-pound cellophane package. And while you're at your dealers, be sure to ask for Swift's Brookfield sausage, the sausage with the just right seasoning. And don't forget that your dealer has a tempting variety of Swift's Premium table-ready meats. Tasty cooked specialty is being featured this week, a delicious luncheon meat. Swift's Premium cooked specialty is all meat, no bones, no waste. An economical, flavorful meat that the whole family will enjoy. Swift's Premium cooked specialty is just the thing for refreshing summertime lunches, suppers, and picnics. For a meal in a flash that saves plenty of cash, get Swift's Premium table-ready meats. Now, back to the Andrews. It's later that afternoon, and we find Mr. Andrews just coming home from his heat treatment at the doctor's office.
Oh, Bruce.
Fred, is that you?
Yes, ma'am, it's me.
Gee whiz, Dad. How's your back feel?
Oh, actually, my back is fine now, but I have never been so hot and tired in all my life. Mary, if you've got that refrigerator going, please make me a cold lemonade now.
All right, dear. I will right away. Oh, dear.
Oh, what is it?
I turned the refrigerator on, but I forgot to put any water in the trays. There isn't a drop of ice in the house.
Oh, no.
You've been listening to another chapter of The Adventures of Archie Andrews, written by Carl Jampel and based on the copyrighted feature appearing in Archie Comics magazine. Archie was played by Bob Hastings, Jughead by Harlan Stone. Mom and Dad Andrews are played by Alice Uhrman and Arthur Cole. Veronica and Betty by Gloria Mann and Rosemary Rice. This program is produced and directed by Kenneth McGregor. Listen next Saturday when Swift & Company, makers of Swift's Premium Franks, brings you more of the merry adventures of Archie Andrews. This is Bob Sherry wishing you all a very pleasant weekend. So long! Swift & Company invite you to stay tuned for...
Welcome, William Bendix.
Nobody can act up to par with a nasty cold. I check my cold distress the fast way, with 4-way cold tablets.
Yes, tests of 4 leading cold tablets proved 4-way fastest acting of all. Amazing 4-way starts in minutes to relieve aches, pains, headache, reduce fever, calm upset stomach, also overcomes irregularity.
4-way is the fast way to relieve those cold miseries. Then you feel better quickly.
4-way cold tablets, only 29 and 59 cents.
HOJO Radio. We're your old-time radio headquarters. Stay tuned.
Come on out right away, Jughead. It's a matter of life or death.
Relax, Archie. Relax.
Yes, here he is again, the youngster millions of readers of Archie Comics magazine know and love so well. Brought to you by Swift & Company, makers of Swift Premium Franks, Archie Andrews and all his gang. Tender B, 2, 3, 4. From the West Coast to New York, Swift Premium Franks, Swift Premium Franks. For your guarantee of protection, Swift's Premium Franks now come to you cellophane wrapped in handy 1-pound packages. Made fresh daily in Swift kitchens from coast to coast, Swift's Premium Franks are then wrapped in the new handy sanitary Flavor Saver pack and brought to you at the very peak of their tantalizing flavor, with all their natural goodness sealed in. So, kids, tell your mom that you want Swift's Premium Franks. And, Mom, get some today. They're delicious. And you'll be glad to know that Swift's Premium Franks are economical. There's no waste to them. Every bite is all nourishment, all dinner-quality meat. Ask for them today. Swift's Premium Franks in the 1-pound cellophane package. And now for our weekly visit to Riverdale. It's a sunny Saturday morning as we're looking on the Andrews home, and we find Mrs. Andrews working in the kitchen.
There was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy. They say he wandered very far. Yes, dear.
Where are you?
On the kitchen.
Oh, all right, dear.
Did you get the grass all cut, dear?
Yes, dear, I certainly did. And Mary, you know something?
Yes, dear.
I am starved. You know, you can really work up an appetite mowing a lawn.
Well, don't worry, dear. We'll eat just as soon as we get to Rock Hill.
Well, that's swell. I'm so hungry I can... Get to where?
Rock Hill.
Right, well, Mary, what's Rock Hill got to do with my lunch?
Oh, dear, I forgot to tell you. I thought we'd go on a picnic lunch today.
Oh, all right. For a minute, I thought you'd... Picnic? Mary, what picnic?
Our picnic. It's such a lovely day, and we haven't been on a picnic this year. And I thought it'd be fun if we all got in the car and had lunch out at Rock Hill.
Oh, fine. We're all going on a picnic, but nobody asked me if I even want to go.
Oh, Fred, I meant to, but I forgot. You don't mind going, do you?
Mary, I certainly do.
Oh, dear,
now,
we have
first
been...
of all, I'm starved right now.
Well,
second of all, I see no point in eating out at Rock Hill with the ants and the mosquitoes when I can eat in the comfort of my own dining room. Third of all, you might ask me if I want to go before you make your plans. And fourth of all, as I said, first of all, I'm starved right now.
But, Fred, I can get everything...
Mary, no buts about it. We'll go on a picnic some other time. We are definitely not going to any picnic today.
Well, when does the picnic begin?
Oh, great.
Oh, hiya, Dad. Dad, did Mom tell you about the picnic?
Yes, Archie.
Isn't that a swell idea, Dad?
Yes, Archie.
And I thought of it all by myself.
All right, Archie, so you thought of it all by yourself. We'll give you a gold star. But it so happens, Archie, we are not going on any...
Fred.
Huh?
Fred, can't you see how eager the boy is?
Oh, Mary, that boy is always eager for anything.
Yes, dear, but I told him we could go on a picnic, and he's got his heart all set on it. Now, you're not going to disappoint him, are you?
But, Mary, I'm hungry. Oh, what's the use? I can't argue with both of you. If you decided I'm going on a picnic, I might just as well get used to the idea that I'm going on a picnic.
Oh, gee, thanks, Dad. We'll have a swell time. We'll go
All
over...
right, Archie, never mind that right now. Did you find a picnic basket?
Yes, Mom, right here.
Good. Now, Archie, the food's right over there. You put it in the lunch basket. And, Fred, you better change your clothes. Put on a sport shirt and slacks, dear.
All right, dear, but for Pete's sake, hurry up. You know, the sooner I eat, the better I'll like.
Well, Freddie, we'll be ready to leave as soon as you are. Now, Archie, I want you... Oh, dear. Archie, go see who that is.
Okay, Mom, but I sure can't wait to get started on this picnic. Gee, where's Betty?
Hello, Archie. How are you?
Oh, I'm feeling...
Good. What you doing, huh?
Well, I
thought maybe we could go swimming or something.
Well, I
It's
couldn't...
a wonderful day for swimming. Don't you think so, Archie?
Yes,
And I just love to go swimming.
Well, Betty,
Especially with you.
Betty,
I guess the whole gang will be out at the lake today.
Betty,
and
could
we
you-
can have loads and loads and loads of fun.
Well,
Golly, you're not saying very much, Archie. Is something wrong?
Betty, look.
Are you mad at me?
Betty,
Did I say something I shouldn't have?
Well, I
Don't you like me anymore, Archie?
Betty, listen. I like you very much,
Oh,
but
golly, you do?
Betty, look,
Boy, Archie, you haven't said that to me in the longest time.
Well, you don't...
Oh, he likes me.
Betty, look. I like you. I like the day. I like swimming, and I'd like to go swimming with you today, but I can't.
Why not?
Because my folks and I are going on a picnic out at Rock Hill, and we're leaving right away.
Oh,
Well, I'm awful sorry, Betty.
well, I'm sorry, too.
Maybe we can go swimming some other time. I gotta go now, Betty, but thanks for the invitation.
Oh, that's okay, Archie. Have a nice time at Rock Hill.
Thanks, Betty, I will.
Bye now.
Bye.
Archie, can you run upstairs and get the old tablecloth out of the linen closet, dear? We'll need that to spread on the grass.
Okay, Mom.
Well, I'm all set to go. You ready, dear?
Yes, dear, in just about 2 seconds.
Good. And, Mary, you know what?
What?
I've decided that going on a picnic isn't such a bad idea after all. An afternoon with no phone calls, no visitors. Well, it'll do me good.
Yes, dear. A quiet afternoon will be nice.
It sure will. So let's go, and whatever you do, don't tell anyone where we're going.
So Mr. Andrews thinks he's going to spend a nice, quiet afternoon. He seems to have forgotten that Archie is going along. But no matter who goes along on your picnic, here's a great picnic suggestion. Swift's Premium Franks. Perfect for picnics, each pound of plump, delicious Swift's Premium Franks is wrapped in a handy cellophane package that makes them easy to carry and extra fresh. Yes, you can be sure, doubly sure, that Swift's Premium Franks are fresh. For Swift's Premium Franks are made fresh daily in Swift kitchens from coast to coast, then wrapped in the Flavor Saver pack that seals in all the natural goodness of each juicy Frank. Made of all dinner-quality meat, Swift's Premium Franks are as rich in nourishment and energizing protein as the most expensive cuts of meat. So ask for them by name, the Franks of all dinner-quality meat, Swift's Premium Franks. And now back to Archie and his mother and father. We find them just arriving at Rock Hill, all set for the big picnic.
Well, folks, here we are.
Oh, gee, good old Rock Hill. Oh, it's a long time since we've been out here.
Certainly is. My, isn't it lovely? Just look at the trees and the grass and the hills.
Yes, it's pretty all right. Very pretty. Let's eat.
Fred, we will. But we have to get settled first, don't we?
Oh, yes, I suppose so. But
Oh.
Gee, where's Jughead?
Jughead.
Jughead.
What'd you expect? Elsie the cow?
Yes, Jughead, I expected to see Elsie the cow before I expected to see you. What in tarnation are you doing here?
Going on a picnic. Gee whiz, you are, Jug? Well, that's funny, so are we. That's the picnic I'm going on. Huh?
Jughead, who told you?
Well, I was...
Archie, did you tell Jughead we were coming out here?
Oh, no, Dad, I certainly did not, did I, Jug? No, there, you see that?
Well, I still want to know how he...
What's the difference? The boy's here now, and what harm if he joins our picnic?
What harm? What harm? Mary, that boy causes enough trouble when he just visits at our house. Imagine what he can do in a picnic.
Fred, don't be silly. We have enough to eat for everyone, so let's just get settled and start picnicking instead of arguing.
Oh, me. All right, dear, all right. The sooner we eat, the better. Oh, Archie, spread out the tablecloth and blanket. And...
Fred, you're not going to eat right here, are you?
Why not?
Well, I don't know. We ought to find a nicer spot than this. This is so near the road.
All right, then let's go over to that little hill there.
All right, dear. That looks like a lovely spot.
Yeah, but there's poison ivy over there.
Well, let's go over there near the creek.
Yeah, that's a good spot. There's mosquitoes over there.
Yeah, well, let's go over there on that clear piece of ground.
All right, dear.
But there's no shade over there.
Jughead, look. Is there any place all around here that suits you?
Gee whiz, Mr. Andrews, I'm just looking after your comfort.
Well,
If you want to get poison ivy, I don't care. If you want to get bitten by mosquitoes, I don't care.
Jughead, will
you
you...
want to roast in the sun, I don't care.
All right, Jughead, so you don't care. Will you please be quiet?
Oh, me?
Yes, you. Now, where would you like to have our picnic?
Well, right here's not bad.
Oh, me. That's what I said. We could have decided that 5 minutes ago and been eating by now.
Fred, we'll eat soon enough. Now, you spread the tablecloth, and Archie open a suitcase, and we'll get the dishes and cups out.
Okay, Mom.
Jughead, take the other end of the tablecloth.
Oh, boy!
Jug, what's the matter?
A bull!
What?
Right over there! Big bull! Run for your life! Oh, boy, he's coming this way!
Here, Fred, what'll we do?
Go, run, Mary. Run like the dickens. Oh, boy, go! Let's run there! Oh, boy! Hurry up! Run back! Quick, everybody! I'm over! Oh, good grief! Quick, Mary, climb up on the fence. I'll lift you down. Hurry! There, I got you.
Fred Andrews, did you have to drop me?
Mary, I didn't drop you. I fell. And get off my stomach.
Here, Mom, take my hand. There.
Oh, thank you, dear.
Yeah.
Oh, Fred, did I hurt you?
Well, you didn't do me any good. The main thing is we're safe here.
Yeah, and a good thing, yeah?
Yes, sir. I'd like to see that bull just try and... Jughead.
Huh?
Jughead, is that by any chance the bull you saw?
Uh-huh.
Oh, for pity's sake. Jughead, that's only a cow.
A cow?
Yes, Jughead, a big, fat, tired, old, friendly cow.
Gee whiz, Jughead, how the dickens could you mistake that old cow for a bull? I don't know. I guess I didn't see the faucet.
Jughead.
Oh, great. Mary, I told you that boy would give us trouble. I told
Fred,
you.
what's the difference? Getting angry isn't going to help any. It's all over and done with, so let's just forget it and go back to where our things are. There's no harm done.
No harm done. Mary, you think getting half scared, running like a streak of lightning, scrambling over a fence, and then having you fall flat on my stomach is no harm done?
Fred, I said forget it.
Yeah, Dad, come on, let's go back. There's a gate in the fence right here.
Oh, all right. I won't say another word. Open that gate, Archie, and we'll go back.
Okay, Dad.
All right, and be sure you close it after us.
Yes,
and
Dad.
Jughead, for the rest of the afternoon, if you see anything alive, even if it's just a beetle, you look at it twice before you start screaming it's a bull.
Okay.
Now, Mary, for Pete's sake, let's eat.
In a minute, dear. Finish fixing that tablecloth, and Archie, get the suitcase open.
Okay, Mom.
Jughead, set out those plates and cups and some silverware.
Yes, Mrs.
And
Andrews.
Archie, hand me the lunch basket. I'll get the food out, and then we can eat.
Good. It's about time we... Oh, Pete.
Thunder!
Thunder?
Oh, yeah, Mom, it's raining. Oh, dear.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no. Quick, everybody under that tree.
But, Fred, we can't leave all these things here.
All right, everybody grab something, quick.
Oh, boy, it would rain right now. I got the lunch
Well, I'll take the tablecloth.
I got the blanket.
I got the suitcase.
Now, hurry up. Hurry up now. All right, here's the tree. Now, everybody, get close to the car.
Yeah.
Oh, but Fred, we're still getting wet.
Yeah,
Archie, we better run for the car. Not until this rain lets up. Now, quick, I'll hold this blanket over our heads. Everybody get under it like a tent.
Okay.
Here, Mary, get under there.
All right. Well, hold it higher. Yeah, let me under. John, quit pushing. Oh, gee, what do you think? I'm going to get wet?
All right, you two, stop squabbling. Now, is everybody under the blanket?
Yeah.
Good. Well, we're all right here. Now we can just stay here until that rain stops. Yes, sir. Good thing I thought of this tent idea. Yes, sir. Let it rain. Let it. Oh, good grief.
Gee whiz. It stopped. Oh, for pity's sake. Gee whiz, it was just a sun shower.
Well, how do you like that? We're all set for a picnic. It rains like crazy. We get soaked to the skin, and now it stops.
Well, Fred, what's the difference? In that sun, we'll dry out in no time.
And we can still have our picnic.
Yes, we can still have our picnic if you don't mind sitting on wet grass.
What?
Mary, you don't think the rain fell only on us, do you? And just look, everything's sopping wet. What kind of a picnic can we have now?
Gee whiz.
Well, Fred, I have an idea.
Huh?
You see that big flat rock over there?
Yes?
We can just put our dishes out on that like a table and put some rocks around it and sit on them, and we'll be even more comfortable than we would have been sitting on the grass.
Well, I don't
Oh,
know.
sure, Dad. No sense going home now that we're out here.
Oh, all right. We'll go have a picnic on that rock. But the only reason I agree is because I'm so hungry I could eat
Fred,
that
we'll
rock.
eat in just a minute. Now, boys, bring everything over to that flat rock.
Okay, Mom. Boy, I'm sure glad you thought of that. Yeah, but I'm sure wet.
Well, Jughead, while Mrs. Andrews and I set out all the things, you and I should go look for some dry wood.
Huh?
Well, we'll build a fire, and that way we'll get dry quicker.
Gee, that's a good idea, too, Dad. Come on, Jug. Okay. But where are we going to find dry wood after that rain?
Jug, you can find some under a log or bush or tree or something. Now, you go look over there. Archie, you go look over that way.
Okay, Dad. Come on, Jug. I am.
Now I'm going to sit down for a minute and catch my breath. Wow.
Fred, don't sit on the wet grass.
Oh, I won't, dear. I won't. I'll sit down on this small stone right here. Oh, that's it. Yeah, Mary, you know, I think this is going to work out after all.
Oh, Fred, what is it?
I don't know, dear, but I could have sworn this stone I'm sitting on just moved.
Fred, don't be silly. How could a stone... Oh, Fred, it's got legs.
Legs?
It's moving, it's moving.
Oh, Mary,
Fred, do something. Take it away.
Mary, come down off that rock. It's only a turtle.
A turtle?
Yes, dear. Yes, a big old mud turtle. There, you see?
Oh, for pity's sake. Fred Andrews, you scared me half to death. Sitting on a turtle.
Well, Mary, I don't think the turtle liked it either. But I could have sworn that was a rock. It was lying right there, and it looked
Look at all
like...
the wood I got in it. Gee whiz, look at the turtle.
Yes, Archie, your father thought it was
Oh, gee whiz, isn't it pretty?
Archie, put that turtle down.
I just want to see it, Mom. Gee whiz, aren't you a pretty little turtle?
Archie, will you stop petting that turtle?
Mom, it's just a nice old turtle. Nothing to be... Oh, he bit me. Oh, dear.
Oh, good grief, it's a snapping turtle.
My finger. Make him let go.
Fred, do something.
Get him off me. I gotta use this finger again.
Archie,
I can't go around wearing a turtle.
Archie, get your finger out of his mouth.
Dad, you'd better talk to the turtle. Oh, my finger. Oh,
Fred, hit him with a stick.
Who, Archie?
No.
Oh.
A turtle.
Oh, all right. Archie, hold out your hand.
Okay, but hurry up.
I will.
Ow! My wrist. Oh, my wrist.
Oh, good grief, I missed. Archie, hold him out. I'll hit him again.
Oh, no, you don't. You nearly broke my... Gee whiz.
What happened?
The turtle let go of my finger.
Oh.
For pity's sake. Archie, is your finger all right?
Oh, sure, Mom. He didn't hurt me. It just felt funny to have him hanging on that way.
Oh, great. Well, anyway. Anyway, he's off your finger now. Now, shoo, turtles, scat.
Thank goodness that's over. Fred Andrews, the next time you sit down, please look what you're sitting on.
Well, Mary, how can... I mean, I did look here. But I thought it was a rock.
Everybody, look at all the wood I got.
Oh, fine, Jughead. That's... Jughead.
Huh?
Jughead, you smell.
Fred.
Well, he does, Mary. Don't you smell it?
Fred, I don't smell a thing. Oh, dear.
Oh, boy, you sure do, Jug.
Jughead, what happened to you?
I had a little argument with a skunk. The skunk won. And how?
Oh, for pity's sake.
Oh, Jughead, that is absolutely the worst odor I've ever smelled.
Gee whiz, that's the skunk's fault, not mine.
I know it, but can't you go wash or something?
Fred, that won't help. That odor will cling to his clothes for weeks.
Oh, great. Well, Jughead, you'll just have to go stand over there.
Well, I want to stay here.
But Jug,
How would you like them to stand over there?
Jug,
I asked the skunk to get me all smelly.
Jughead,
You mean a skunk. You'll smell too.
Jughead, would you please stop arguing with me and go stand over there before I suffocate? We can't have a picnic with a skunk. I mean, with that odor.
What about me? I want to eat too.
You'll eat. We'll throw you a sandwich. Now, go on. Go ahead. Just stand over there. Way over there.
Gee whiz. Okay. A fine thing.
Ooh.
Oh, fresh air at last.
Fred, you shouldn't have been so harsh with the boy. He couldn't help it.
Mary, I know he couldn't help it, but does that mean I had to smell it? Now, for Pete's sake, let's eat before I starve to death.
All right, Fred, we'll eat right now. Just sit down and try not to pick another turtle.
Yes, dear, and there's no need for sarcasm.
Archie, you sit down, too, and don't sit on the wet grass.
Oh, I won't, Mom. There's a nice little sand hill right here.
Good. Now, Archie, as soon as we get the dishes and cups all laid out, we'll be all set. Fred, would you... Fred, would you... Fred, would you... Archie, what on earth's the matter with you?
Well, I don't know, Mom, but something sure tickles.
Something what?
Tickles.
Well, Archie, what's tickling you?
I don't know, Mom, but I got the itches all over.
Oh, good grief. Mary, look. The boy sat on an anthill.
An anthill?
Gee whiz.
Ants, hundreds of ants.
It feels like there's a few uncles,
Oh.
Oh, Fred, quick. Help me brush them off.
Oh, he's covered with them. Archie, stop squirming so I can get these ants off you.
Well, get the ants off me and I'll stop squirming.
Oh, Fred, there's a bunch on his back. Kill him.
Dad, she meant kill the ants, not me. What's going on over there? I got ants in my pants.
Archie, you mean they've gotten under your clothing?
And how?
Oh, good grief. Well, look, Archie, the only thing to do is to take your clothes off and brush them out.
Take my clothes off? Here?
Well, Archie,
Right out in the open?
Archie,
right where a cow or something might see me?
Archie, I didn't mean right out here.
Oh, where did you mean?
Go over there in those bushes. You'll have all the privacy in the world.
Oh, gee, okay, Dad. But I sure didn't expect to get undressed on a picnic.
Oh, Mish. Mary, how do these things happen to us? All I want to do is have a picnic. That's all. Just eat something. But first Jughead, then the rain, then Jughead and the skunk.
Now,
then...
Fred, there's no point in your getting all upset over nothing.
Oh.
I'm sure the worst is over, and as soon as Archie gets the ants out of his clothing, we'll go ahead with the picnic. Now, nothing else is going to happen, dear.
Nothing else could.
Boy, it's sure cold in here without any clothes on.
Archie, never mind the weather report and hurry up. I'm hungry.
Okay, Dad, okay.
Oh, that boy. Mary, sometimes
For
I
pity's
think...
sake, look,
What now?
a car just stopped over there.
Oh, fine. That's all we need is another bunch of picnickers. Somebody with a dozen kids and a few
Fred,
dogs
it
and
isn't another bunch of picnickers. It's Veronica.
Oh, all right. For a minute. Who?
Veronica.
Mom, did you say Veronica?
Yes, dear, Veronica.
Gee whiz, I'll be right there. I'm almost dressed.
Mary,
Wait, there's Veronica.
Jughead, we know that.
Hello, Mrs. Andrews.
Hello, dear.
Hello, Mr. Andrews.
Hello, Veronica.
Hello, Veronica.
My goodness, Jughead. What are you all doing way over there?
I smell.
What? Jughead had a little trouble with a skunk, Veronica, and we're sort of airing him out.
Oh, I see.
Veronica, if you don't mind my asking, what are you doing out here anyway?
Oh, I heard you folks were having a picnic here at Rock Hill, and so I decided I'd drive out and join you.
I see. Mary, was this picnic of ours front page news of the Gazette or what? First Jughead, then Veronica.
Fred, what's the difference? Do you want to eat or do you want to play detective?
Eat, by all means.
All right, then.
Hiya, Veronica.
Hello, Archie.
Oh, great.
Hi, y'all, Archie-kin.
Archie,
I'm awful glad to see you, Archie. See ya.
Oh, fine. Archie, didn't you get all the ants out of your clothes?
Sure, Dad.
All right, then stop giggling, and if we're ever going to have a picnic, let's...
Dear, look, another car.
What? Oh, I'm glad we decided to come out to nice, quiet, secluded Rock Hill for a picnic.
Gee whiz, it's Betty.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Betty.
Dear.
Hello, Betty.
Hello, Betty.
Golly, what's Jughead doing way over there?
Well, he met a skunk and we had to give him the air.
Golly. Hello, Betty. Veronica, what are you doing here? Well, after you told me about the picnic, I decided I'd drive out. You mind? Well, no, of course not. Oh, dear, Fred, the cow again.
Now, Mary, don't get excited.
Dad,
it's just that old cow
Dad,
again, and she won't hurt you.
Dad,
Well, what is it?
There's another cow over here.
Another cow?
My goodness.
Now, don't get excited. Two cows won't...
Here comes another one.
Betty,
Oh, dear.
Mary, please.
Boy, here's another one.
Archie,
Where
would
are they
you...
all coming from?
Veronica,
Somebody got that gate open.
Archie,
When I got the one.
Stop it, I thought I told you
cow in
that...
our blanket.
Veronica! Mary, please don't... Archie, quiet. You can't do that. Quiet! And you too!
Gee whiz, Dad, you even scared the cows away.
Yes, and a good thing. Now, you listen to me, all of you. This nonsense has gone far enough. Too far, in fact.
So the cows.
Just be quiet. Now, I've had just about enough of this. All afternoon, we've been running around, moving here, moving there, sitting on hurdles, getting visitors, and chasing cows.
Don't forget the skunk.
I wish I could. Now, Jughead, for the last time, you go stand over there so I can breathe.
Yes, Mr. Andrews.
And I don't want a peep out of you two girls.
Yes, Mr. Andrews.
And the same goes for you, Archie, you hear?
Yes, Dad.
And, Mary, I don't care if you're set up yet or not, but I want to eat right here and now.
Yes, dear. Archie, hand me the lunch basket and we'll all eat.
Okay, Mom. Here you are.
Thank you, dear. Well, that's funny.
What's funny?
This lunch basket feels awfully light for... Oh, for pity's sake. We forgot the food.
Forgot the... Oh, no!
I can't believe it.
Oh, there's Tender beef, juicy pork, come from the West Coast to New York, with premium things.
Friends, you really know what you're getting when you ask for Swift's Premium Franks. Made fresh daily in Swift kitchens from coast to coast, so you know they're fresh. Made by Swift, so you know they're top quality. Ask for them today. Swift's Premium Franks in the new handy 1-pound cellophane package. And while you're at your dealers, be sure to ask for Swift's Brookfield sausage, the sausage with the just right seasoning. And don't forget that your dealer has a tempting variety of Swift's Premium table-ready meats. Tasty cooked specialty is being featured this week. A delicious luncheon meat. Swift's Premium cooked specialty is all meat. No bones, no waste. An economical, flavorful meat that the whole family will enjoy. Swift's Premium cooked specialty is just the thing for refreshing summertime lunches, suppers, and picnics. For a meal in a flash that saves plenty of cash, get Swift's Premium table-ready meats. And now back to the Andrews. It's later that day. The Andrews have returned home, where they finally ate their picnic lunch in the dining room.
Oh, well, Mary, now I feel a little better.
Oh, that's good, dear. And now that you're through eating, I'll put these picnic things away.
I'll help, Mom.
Oh, that's all right, dear. I'll just put this empty lunch basket in the closet and...
Oh, Mary, what is it?
Look in the lunch basket! The turtle!
Oh, no. Oh, no.
You've been listening to another chapter of the adventures of Archie Andrews, written by Carl Jampel and based on the copyrighted feature appearing in Archie Comics magazine. Archie was played by Bob Hastings, Jughead by Harlan Stone. Mom and Dad Andrews are played by Alice Uhrman and Arthur Cole, Veronica and Betty by Gloria Mann and Rosemary Rice. This program is produced and directed by Kenneth McGregor. Listen next Saturday when Swift & Company, makers of Swift's Premium Franks, brings you more of the merry adventures of Archie Andrews. This is Bob Sherry wishing you all a very pleasant weekend. So long.
In every Chevrolet showroom across America, more and more people are looking at the car that's just out and just wonderful, the 1957 Chevrolet. Some are looking at Chevrolet's daring new front-end styling, the bold new grille, big, beautiful sloping hood. Some are looking at Chevy's handsome new rear end with high-fashion fenders and fresh new design. Everyone's enthused about the new color-fashioned interiors and the sleek command post instrument panel. And the biggest news of all, Chevrolet's fuel injection, the greatest engine advance.
Our next broadcast was a family sitcom launched on CBS in 1944. It starred a real-life family, the Nelsons, who consisted of Ozzie and his wife Harriet and their kids, David and Eric. We present to you Ozzie and Harriet, next on HOJO Radio.
The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. Presenting America's favorite young couple, Ozzie Nelson and Harriet Hilliard. And now let's see what's going on in the Nelson family.
Harriet.
Mom's not home, Pop. She went downtown shopping.
Oh, just you and Ricky taking care of the house?
Yep, we're keeping an eye on stuff.
Oh, that's fine. You're getting to be big boys. What are you doing, just sitting here in the house?
We're looking at a magazine. It's a neat one, boy. Lots of swell pictures in it.
Oh, that's good. What'd you get a new comic book?
No, it's Mom's magazine. Right here.
Oh, Harper's Bazaar. Well, boys, this isn't the kind of a magazine that... Well, certainly there's something else in the house you can look at.
Mom was looking at it this morning.
Well, yes, I know, but...
It's mostly pictures, see?
Mm-hmm.
See something there, Pop?
No, Ricky, I was just glancing through. You see, this magazine is not intended for men, it's for girls.
Why are you looking at it?
Well, I'm not exactly looking at it, David. I'm just glancing.
How long is a glance? It sure got some funny-looking dresses in there. I'm glad Mom doesn't have to wear them.
Ah, that's right, David. Fortunately, Mother's tastes run more to the conservative. Her clothes are always neat and attractive, and she always looks very smart.
Mom is smart, boy. She's the smartest one in our whole family. Isn't she, Pop?
Well, yes, I guess you could say that.
Well, you can see how Ozzie and the boys feel. Mother will never be lured into any of these super styles. Oh, but wait a minute. Harriet's gone into that downtown den of fashion, the La Parisienne dress shop. Why, she's even put on one of the dresses. Oh, relax, folks. It's just a nice, conservative, tailored dress.
Oh, that's very smart. You wear that sort of thing well. Oh, thank you. It's a very nice dress.
Excuse me, honey. Could I borrow half your mirror for a second?
Why, yeah, certainly. Go ahead. Wow. That's some dress you've got on there.
Oh, isn't it simply sensational, honey? I'm telling you, I took one look at it and slipped. I just couldn't wait to try it on. But how does it fit in the back?
Well, it fits.
Well, I like him to sit like that, real snuggy. Are you going to buy that dress you have there?
No, I don't think so. I've used up my shopping quota for today. I sort of like it, though.
Oh, no, that's not for you. You could walk down the street in that and you wouldn't get a whistle. Oh, there's no flash to it. You want a dress that hits the man right in the eye.
Well, my husband prefers...
I know. They all say that, but don't you believe it. What a man wants is glamour, plenty of style. He wants a wife that looks like Lana Turner, not C. Aubrey Smith.
Well, I know, but my husband seems to prefer the more conservative dresses.
Don't you believe it? The burlesque show is filled with men whose wives dress conservative. If you want to hold a man, give him glamour, plenty of spice. I dress for my husband and I keep him dizzy.
Oh, that's what he likes.
Don't kid yourself, honey. It's what all men like. Just like this dress. The old razzle-dazzle.
But somehow I don't think I'm quite the razzle-dazzle type. Good luck with the dress, though.
Bye, honey.
Have you decided to take that dress? Oh, you look absolutely sensational in it.
Oh, yes, but I can't take it with me.
No.
You see, I have a system with my husband. I never buy anything. I let him surprise me.
Really?
Yeah. Now, I'll go home and I'll hint just a little that I saw the most terrific dress on the 3rd floor of the La Parisienne dress shop, but I just couldn't think of buying it.
Oh.
Then he'll come in tomorrow afternoon, pick it up, and surprise me with it.
Well, that sounds like quite a system. I'll set the dress aside.
Thank you.
Oh, say, I hope I recognize your husband when he comes in for it. What does he look like?
He looks just like Gregory's head.
Oh.
Yes, only with big, broad shoulders and black, wavy hair, sort of like Cary Grant.
Oh.
You can't miss him. He's tall, broad, and massive. He has eyes that send electric shocks all through you. His voice makes your heart pound like a hammer, and when he smiles, you just melt. You'll recognize him.
Yes, I'm sure I'll recognize him. All I'm worried about is surviving.
Hi, Mom.
Hello, David.
What'd you buy?
Nothing much, Ricky.
Pop's home. He's in on the couch. I think he's taking a nap.
Still asleep. Don't they look peaceful, Daddy and Nick? A man and his dog. Who's been reading Harper's Bazaar?
I don't think it was Nick.
Soft as a kitten's ear. And light as an angel. Hello, dear. I just closed my eyes for a minute. How did this magazine get on my chest? I guess Nick must have brought it in. Nick, you're a bad dog.
Oh, golly, am I tired?
How come you're so tired, Mom?
I've been shopping all morning.
I'm hungry, Mom.
I'll have dinner in a few minutes, Ricky. Ooh, feels good to get these shoes off.
You mean you're all tired out just shopping?
Just shopping. Why is it a man can't understand what a job it is to shop? I wish you had to go downtown shopping just one day. You see what it's like to tramp all over the stores.
What'd you buy, Mom?
3 washcloths.
What's that thing?
Oh, I'll explain it to you, Ricky. Suppose you need washcloths. You go to the nearest store, ask for 3 washcloths, pay for them, and go home.
Is that shopping?
Oh, I should say not. Shopping is when you get dressed, leave some food in the refrigerator for your family's lunch, leave the key next door so the plumber can get in to fix the sink, put a note on the door telling the laundryman the bundle is on the back porch, and then you get on a crowded bus and go downtown.
Now, just a
Then
minute.
you go to 3 stores pricing washcloths. Then you find that the most reasonably priced don't go with your towels. So you go to 3 more stores pricing towels. And on the way, you check on the prices of the drapes you bought last month to be sure they didn't go down any. And you see a hat. You don't need it. You don't want it. You can't afford it. So you go in and try it on. By that time, it's 5 o'clock. So you get on a crowded bus and go home. That's shopping.
What about the washcloths?
Oh, the washcloths. The next day, you send your husband to the nearest store to buy 3 washcloths.
Well, that's very funny, dear, but you happen to be wrong this time because I got the washcloths. Yeah. And they happen to match just perfectly. Yeah. Would you like to see them?
Yeah, not especially.
I got them practically unwrapped now, so you'll see them whether you want to or not. I had to go to 3 stores before I found the blue washcloths that match out. Oh, for goodness sakes, he wrapped up the pink ones.
There's a woman for you.
Yes, sir, there's a woman for you. Where's the woman for me?
You know, I guess you're right, dear. I happened to see a dress I didn't need and couldn't afford, so I just had to go in and try it on. Oh, it was a beautiful dress, too.
What I'd like to know is how you happened to get into a dress shop when you were looking for washcloths.
Well, it was just my luck. The La Parisienne dress shop is right next door to the 5 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
I better get started on dinner. With all the complaints I've been getting today, I may lose my job.
What job?
This job.
You mean Mom's afraid she's going to lose it?
Oh, Ricky, don't be a dope.
Pop, is Mom afraid that... What are you writing, Pop?
La Parisienne dress shop. I guess I can find it in the phone book.
What's that for, Pop?
Well, I just thought it might be fun if I went down and bought that dress your mother liked. Don't say anything, though, because I want to surprise you. Third floor out, please.
Third floor, afternoon dresses, ladies' lingerie, corset.
My wife, I'm buying a sword. Pardon me.
Keep moving, please.
Yes. It's rather embarrassing.
Oh, Miss Rafferty, a customer for you. Miss Rafferty.
I wonder what these dummies are made of. I suppose it's some sort of plaster. Yes, it sounds like plaster, but it feels more like...
Pardon me. Can I help you, or do you want to be alone?
Oh, no. I wanted to buy something. I was just wondering what these dummies are made of.
Most men do. What were you looking for?
Well, this is a little hard to explain. My wife was in here yesterday afternoon looking at a dress, and she mentioned she liked it very much, and I'd kind of like to buy it for her as a surprise.
Oh, well, I really... Oh, wait a minute. Was she in here around 4 o'clock yesterday?
Yes, it must have been just about 4.
Oh, I remember her very well.
Oh.
In fact, I've got the dress put aside.
You put it aside?
Yes, she said she kind of thought you might come in for it.
Oh.
In fact, she told me quite a bit about you.
Oh, she didn't really?
Yes,
Oh, I was just talking.
She went on and on about her big, handsome husband with his magnificent physique and his irresistible... You are the husband, aren't you?
Oh, yes. Well, yes, yes, you bet. Sure.
Would you like to see the dress?
Yes.
I can get it for you in just a minute.
Well, no, that's okay. You're sure my wife liked it?
Oh, she just loved it. It'll only take me a minute if you'd like to see it.
No, that's really not necessary. If she likes it, that's good enough for me. Just have them put it in a box, will you, with a nice big bow on it, and I'll take it home.
Thank you, sir. It'll be ready in a jiffy.
What a surprise this is going to be.
Hello, dear. Where you been?
No, I had a couple of things to do downtown. Nothing important.
What have you got there?
Where?
In that big, beautiful box with the red bow on it.
Oh, this. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but right next to the 5 and 10, there's a very cute dress shop. I believe they call it the La Parisienne.
Ozzy, you bought me a new dress.
Well, I just happened to be passing by.
Oh, darling, and you picked it out for me all by yourself. Let me see it.
Now, don't be in such a hurry. You might not even like it, you know.
Stop.
I don't know. They said down at the shop it's the very latest style. Pretty glamorous.
They said. Haven't you seen it?
Well, let's put it this way. I happen to know that when you open up that box and see the dress, you're going to let out a scream of delightful surprise.
Oh, darling, you shouldn't have done it.
Oh.
I'm so nervous I'm all thumbs. I know it's going to be... Ah! You shouldn't have done it.
I bet you didn't think I'd pick out a dress like that.
I certainly didn't, dear. How did you happen to pick out a dress like that?
Oh, well... I figured there's a dress that'll definitely do something for her. I knew you'd be pleased with it.
It's tremendous. You like it?
Oh, The important thing is that you like it.
Oh, well, I like it if you like it.
Oh, well, I like it if you like it. After all, you're the one who has to wear it.
That's true. But you're the one who has to look at it.
Yeah. Well, as long as you're sure you like it.
I'm sure I like it if you're sure you like it.
Oh, let's take it out of the box, shall we?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's the very latest style, I understand.
Oh, yes. And it's a very unusual color. Lovely material, too.
Yes, it does feel... Oh, pardon me.
Well, that's all right. It's only padding.
Oh, I thought there was somebody still in it.
Hold it up a minute, Ozzy. I want to see how it looks. Hold it against your shoulder. That's it.
Hey, Uncle, it's blue. Oh, it's Pop. Hey, David, come look at Pop.
This is your mother's dress, Ricky.
Your father just bought it for me. You like it, boy?
Well, I'll bet it looks swell on Mom. I like it better on Pop. Gee, it sure has some fancy colors. Hey, come around here, Ricky, and look at these big pockets.
Those are pads, David.
Gee, just like a football suit. You can fall down anytime you want to.
Why don't you put it on, Mom?
Yeah, that's an idea. Why don't you put it on? It might not look so... I mean, why don't you put it on, dear?
Okay, if you want me to. You wait right there, fellas. God, Pop, isn't that kind of a funny-looking dress?
Believe me, son, you're no more confused than I am. And get over it. Your mother seems to like it, so let's try to cooperate. After all, styles change. We may be a little old-fashioned.
Me too?
No, so what I mean is that we're accustomed to seeing Mother in certain types of conservative clothes. Guess we'll just have to get used to this new stuff.
Auntie?
Yes?
Will you come up here and give me a hand?
What's the matter? Can't you get it on?
Oh, I got it on all right, but I'm stuck. I can't get through the bedroom door.
In case you were planning on stopping in at 1847 Rogers Road this afternoon, well, I'd wait a while. Things are a little upset at the Nelsons. You see, Ozzie bought a dress for Harriet and... Oh, wait a minute. Here comes Ozzie up the street now. Oh, poor guy. He's worried. Walking along, head down. Now he turns in at... Hey, Ozzie, you live next door. That's the wrong house. That's the Thornberrys.
Well, hello, Oz.
Hello, dear. Thorny, I didn't know you were over here.
Where'd you expect me to be? We live here, you know.
Hey, wait, this is your house.
Sure.
Oh, I'm sorry walking right in like that. It's a silly thing to do.
Oh, that's all right, Oz.
Of course, our houses do look quite a bit alike.
Sure, just a very slight difference. Yours is white and ours is brown. You must have something on your mind, Oz. Something bothering you?
I guess I was thinking about something else. Come on out on the porch, Thorny, will you? I want to talk to you.
What seems to be bothering you, Oz?
You know, Thorny, you meet a girl, you think you know her. You're married to her for 11 years, and then you suddenly find out she's an entirely different woman.
Sounds exciting.
Take Harriet, for instance. Yesterday she went down and picked out a new dress, and Thorny, you ought to see it.
I did see it.
You did?
A little while ago. I was in the shower when Catherine saw Harriet coming up the street. She made me grab a towel and drip clear to the living room to see it.
I don't know what came over Harriet picking out a thing like that. A mother with two fine sons trying to look like something out of a Technicolor production.
Yeah, and doing it, too.
Hey, wait a minute, Thorny. A thought just hit me. If somebody outside the family were to tell her the dress looks awful, she'd probably change her mind.
It's possible.
You see what I mean, Thorny? It's a serious thing. A dress like that could warp the entire structure of our home.
Well, Oz, you know I'll do anything to help. Anything.
Well, then listen. Why don't you do this? About 5 minutes from now, come over to our house. When you see the dress, really let yourself go.
Uh-huh.
Say the most awful things you can think of. Make up anything.
Well, it's a little out of my line, Oz, but I'll do my best.
Oh, I sure would appreciate it, and
Shh. Somebody may be listening.
Oh, yeah.
Pretend we're talking about something else. Nice day today, isn't it?
Certainly is. Can you make it in about 5 minutes?
5 minutes on the nose.
Well, that's swell. Just knock on the front door.
Don't you worry about a thing, Oz.
Oh, you're a good neighbor, Thorny.
Forget it. I I hear the Dodgers won yesterday.
Yeah. I wonder whatever happened to those flying discs.
You're sure this is okay now, Oz? It seems like kind of a dirty trick.
Just think of our home, Thorny. Think of David and little Ricky. Think of me.
I'll just think of David and little Rick.
Hey, Mom.
What, David?
There's a lady at the door. She wants to see you.
I'll be right there. Oh, hello there. Hello, Mrs. Nelson. Remember me? We were looking at dresses together at the La Parisienne. Oh, you got the dress on. It looks terrific.
Well, that's what my husband seems to think. Please come in.
What a time I had finding you. You know, I went home and told my husband about that dress, and he went right down to the store to buy it for me, and it was gone already. I saw it first, and they promised they'd save it for me.
Oh, well, then by all means, you should have it.
Well, but I don't want to take it away from you, honey.
Believe me, you'd be doing me a favor.
You sure you don't want it?
Oh, absolutely. The only reason I kept it was so I wouldn't hurt my husband's feelings.
Okay, honey, then I'll take it.
Harriet! Excuse me.
This is my husband. Ozzie, this is Mrs.
McKeester, Mrs. Clark McKeester.
Oh, how do you do? I'm very happy to know you.
Listen, dear, there's been a terrible mistake. It seems there was a mix-up down at the store, and this dress has been promised to Mrs. McKeester.
Well, give it to her. I mean, if it really belongs to her, we really... do you want to take it right with you?
Well, it's very nice of you to take it this way, dear. I know how much you like the dress.
Oh, well, what's right is right. And...
Well, I feel as if I shouldn't.
No, take it with you. I insist, Mrs. McKeester. I know it's a great disappointment to my... well, you better run upstairs and change the dress, Harriet.
Wasn't there somebody at the door?
Door? No, it must be the wind in the trees.
Oh, it is the door.
No, we don't need anything. Hurry upstairs, Harriet.
Thorny's knock.
Thorny? Well, it's much cooler outside.
I'll let him in.
Wait a minute, Harriet. I'll get it.
Come on in, Thorny.
Hello, Harriet.
I'm busy, Thorny. I'm sorry. So I'll see you again, old boy. Goodbye.
So that's your new dress, Harriet.
Come again when you can stay longer.
Ozzie, you're pushing him.
I have to. He won't move.
Harriet, I think that dress is...
Oh, dear, look where you're stepping. Thorny, this is Mrs. McKeester, Mr. Thornberry.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
How do you do?
All changed.
Harriet, I know this is a terrible thing to say, but you are the fourth woman I've seen today in a dress like that.
No, it's great, kid.
They said at the store it was an exclusive model.
Yes.
It was awfully nice of you to drop over, Thorny.
Yes, stop in any
Let me
time.
see the cloth in that dress. Oh, Harriet, whoever sold you this thing really saw you coming.
No.
The very cheapest sort of material.
No,
I have a hunting shirt made of the same stuff.
Thorny.
And how it shrinks. I get out in the rain, almost choked me to death. Go! Cut that out, Oz. You kicked me right in the...
Mrs. McKeester, if you come upstairs... If you'll come upstairs, Mrs. McKeester, I'll give you the dress and you can take it right home.
Well, if there are dresses like it all over town, it's going to shrink.
Believe me, I wouldn't buy my wife a dress that's hanging in every two-bit shop.
Thorny, this is not Harriet's dress. It belongs to Mrs. McKeester. She's going to take it home with her.
Oh, really?
No, I'm sorry. I changed my mind. I don't think I'll take it after all.
Oh, wait, please.
No, it wouldn't be the same. Thanks anyway, Mrs. Smith.
You suppose it was something I said?
Thorny, why do you do those things? We were getting along fine until you came in.
But
I was going to take the dress, and you spoiled it.
Ozzie, you mean you wanted to get rid of the dress, too?
Well, to be perfectly frank with you, Harriet, Too? Harriet, you were trying to get rid of it yourself?
Well, I thought you were the one who liked the dress. You bought it.
Isn't it the one you picked out at the store?
Oh, no, dear. This is the one Mrs. McKeester likes.
Well, it's a nice dress, but it's not your type, Harriet. That's glamour stuff.
Oh, wait, Thorny. How would you like it if I came into your house and told you your wife wasn't glamorous?
Well, I didn't say that, Oz.
Well, I don't think it's exactly a glamour dress, would you say, dear?
Well, no, but, what's wrong with a little glamour? Since when is it a crime for a woman to wear fashionable clothes?
Well, I know, but it's such a horrible color.
Oh, I don't think so, Thorny.
Say, I have a brilliant idea. If you don't like the dress, and you don't like the dress, why don't you send it back to the store and forget the whole thing?
Yes, that's an idea. It's not that it isn't a nice dress, but it's so extreme and unusual and exotic. And maybe the store won't take it back.
Well, I know, dear, but I'm sure you wouldn't want me to wear a dress that's so unusual and outstanding and glamorous. I don't think it'd be fair to send it back since I've worn it once.
Listen, if you folks want to get rid of the dress, I think I know somebody who
Just
might...
Just a second, Thorny. Hello? Oh, yes, Catherine, right here. For you, Thorny, your wife.
Oh. Hello. Well, I tried, Catherine. Yeah, I'll find out. Harriet, are you going to keep the dress?
Yes, I guess I'm stuck with it.
May as well make the best of it.
Sorry, Catherine, I did my best, but Harriet's going to keep the dress. Well, don't worry, dear. Maybe you'll find another one just as nice.
You mean Catherine wanted the dress, too?
No wonder you couldn't understand my subtle hints like getting pushed out and kicked in the shins.
Sorry, Oz, old man. I had orders from higher up.
Say, wait a minute, Thorny. First the woman at the store, then Harriet, and then your wife. Do you realize what's happening? Not only to us, but to millions of people. We are being caught in a whirlpool of changing fashions. Before you know it, women all over the country will be wearing these monstrous new dresses. Think of all the lovely girls who'll be hidden under pads, patch pockets, bustles, and yards of material. What do you say to that, Thorny?
Just this, Oz. As my good friend Riley would say, what a revolting development this is.
You've been listening to the adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. This is the United States Armed Forces Radio Service, the voice of information and education.
Thank you, Dean. Ladies and gentlemen, here is something you should know if you ever suffer from the sudden pain of headaches, neuritis, or neuralgia. It's a way to ease the pain, often within a few minutes. A way that is incredibly fast and effective. It's Anacin. Anacin is like a doctor's prescription. That is, Anacin contains not just one, but a combination of medically proven active ingredients in easy-to-take tablet form. Thousands of people were first introduced to Anacin through their own physicians or dentists. But today these tablets are in such widespread use that all drug counters have them, and anyone may enjoy their benefits. Next time you suffer from the pains of a headache, neuritis, or neuralgia, by all means try Anacin. You'll like the convenience of Anacin tablets, and you'll be delighted with Anacin's incredibly fast action. Anacin. Anacin. Ask for Anacin by name today at your druggist.
Keep it tuned right here to HOJO Radio for more classic old-time radio.
The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. Presenting America's favorite young couple, Ozzie Nelson and Harriet Hilliard. And now let's see what's going on in the Nelson family.
Ozzie,
Yeah?
David's in a hurry, dear. Could you make the toast?
Oh, sure. Is there any school today?
Oh, yes, there's school.
What's the big rush, David?
He's been appointed hall monitor.
Oh, good for you. What does that consist of?
I stand by the stairs and see that the other kids don't shove and push.
Jam, please.
Well, sounds like quite a responsibility.
I don't think it's so hard.
What's wrong with it?
Well, for one thing, at recess and lunch, I don't have as much time to play ball as the other kids.
Well, I think you'll find in later life being a monitor is a little more valuable experience.
Not if I'm a ball player.
Well, it all comes under the heading of accepting responsibility. Can't shirk our duties, you know.
Don't let the toast burn, Ozzie. More jam, please.
Don't eat any more jam, Ricky, until you get your toast.
Well, there's some things we have to do in life whether we like them or not. Here at home, we all have certain tasks to perform. Somebody has to cook. Somebody has to keep the furnace going. Who's responsible for hanging up your clothes?
I am.
And who's responsible for putting away skates and sports equipment?
I am, Boy.
Well, school is just an extension of your home life.
Are you watching the toast, Ozzy?
No, oh, yes. Here you are, Ricky. See, when you have a job to do at school, get it done just as you would at home. Regardless of how big or how small. Give me a piece of that toast, will you? Thank you. Whatever the job is, the important thing is to accept it gracefully and do it well. See, David, you were made a monitor because you're an outstanding student. It's a reward for being conscientious. So be proud of the fact that only the best students get to be monitors.
Were you ever a monitor, Pop?
Schools were a little different in those days, Ricky.
Ricky, don't bother Daddy while he's buttering his toast. I got a job at school, too, Boy.
Ah, good for you, son. What do you do?
Starts today. I'm supposed to stay after school and clean the erasers.
Whoa, good for you, Ricky. How come the teacher selected you?
She caught me talking during the spelling lesson.
Well, nevertheless, it all comes under the heading of a civic responsibility. Job to be done and done well.
You better get your books, boys. You'll be late for school. We'll talk about this later. Okay, Mom. Come on, Ricky. Okay.
Well, those boys want to get out of something. They twist and turn like drunken eels.
Hey, I better get going here. I have a million things to do.
I named 3.
Do the dishes, make the beds, and do the shopping.
How can women build a few ordinary little chores into a million things to do?
Well, I also have a luncheon meeting with all the committee women for the annual PTA bazaar.
Oh, is that a fair coming up again?
Oh, I just remembered. I also have to get out a report for the Ways and Means Committee at the library. And then there's a meeting today of the Entertainment Committee at the church.
Well, I think it's wonderful you've been appointed to all these committees.
Appointed? I volunteered. I've said I will so often, I'm beginning to feel like a little red hen.
Well, anyway, I'm very proud of you, dear. It shows a real public spirit. You know something? We're getting to be quite a civic-minded family.
Well, I just hope I haven't taken on more than I can handle.
Oh, I'm sure you have. Wonderful spirit.
Oh, I almost forgot. I have also become a special traffic policeman.
Traffic policeman?
Mm-hmm. You know that bad street crossing near the school?
Yeah.
Well, some of the mothers have volunteered to take turns watching it during school hours. Here, look at this.
Oh, how about that? An armband and a whistle.
Works and everything.
Sounds like a real policeman. Here, let me try it. Holy smokes. Sorry, old man. Somebody blew the whistle by mistake. Come on in, Barney. In here.
Oh, hi, Oz. You know, there's one thing about you, old man. You never disappoint anybody.
Well, what's on your mind?
Nothing. I thought I'd find you lying on the couch, and I wasn't disappointed.
Hello, Barney. Hey, you look a little unhappy. What's the trouble?
You know, Harriet, women are wonderful. They look lovely. They're a comfort to have around. They even smell nice.
What's your complaint?
Why do they have to go running bazaar?
Well, it's for charity.
Fine. I'm all for it. Somebody needs help. Somebody else says, let's do something about it. Somebody else says, how can we raise the money? Somebody else says, let's run a bazaar. And then somebody always says, we'll get Thornberry to build the booth.
Oh, you mean the PTA bazaar, huh? Mrs. Pennyfeather said she was calling you for that.
Now, what's so terrible about building a booth, Barney?
Well, don't you remember the PTA bazaar last year? I built the booth in my basement. Had to work late at night and keep my family up because I had to make changes.
What changes?
Well, Mrs. Flicker wanted it taller so she wouldn't bump her head. Mrs. Henderson is short, so she wanted the counter lower. Mrs. Cassidy wanted the booth broader because, well, you know Mrs. Cassidy. And Mrs. Walker wanted the shelves deep because she had 4 dozen jars of pineapple guava jelly.
I remember now.
I could hear them moaning way over here.
When I was all through, the top was high enough for Mrs. Flicker, the counter was low enough for Mrs. Henderson, the booth was wide enough for Mrs. Cassidy, the shelves were deep enough for Mrs. Walker's 4 dozen jars of pineapple guava jelly, and I had to build the booth all over again because I couldn't get it out of my basement.
Well, frankly, Thorny, I'm a little disappointed at your attitude. I should think you'd feel honored they called on you to build the booth. They could have asked a lot of people to do it. Me, for instance. The year before last, I built them. Hammered in every nail myself. Even paid my own medical bills. Frankly, I feel a little hurt that they asked you instead of me.
Well, Oz, I'd be very happy.
No. The important thing is the job gets well done. You're the best man for it. I gladly step aside for you.
Oh, I'm sure they'd love to have you help me, Oz. In fact, that's why I stopped
Oh,
by.
thanks just the same, Thorny, but I didn't spoil all your fun. You'd have to share the credit. You know that wouldn't be right.
Oz, you have such great ideas. You're such a big help.
Oh, I know, Thorny, but you deserve all the honors for yourself.
No, really, Oz, you know I'm generous about things like that.
That's just it. I'd be the last one to take advantage of your generosity. So you go right ahead and build them by yourself. Thanks anyway. Thanks, Lou. Oh, by the way, if you want to borrow the saw and hammer, they're hanging out in the garage.
That's very generous of you, old pal.
Oh, not at all. No more generous than you were in lending them to me in the first place, so sit right in, Thorny. And just remember, it's all in the interest of civic duty.
I'm glad I talked to you, Oz. Mrs. Pennyfeather asked me to make a bench for her to sit on, and you changed my mind.
You weren't going to make it?
Oh, yes, I'm going to make it. But now I won't leave the nails sticking out.
You know, Harriet, it does my heart good to see so many people fulfilling civic obligations, taking on public responsibilities, accepting duties.
It must be the postman.
Even the postman serves the public faithfully, always cheerful, always on time. Nothing keeps this courier from the swift completion of his appointed rounds. Anything important, dear?
No, just a couple things for me. Hey, here's an important-looking letter. Dear citizen, you have been chosen to... Ozzie, this is a summons for jury duty.
Well, that's very nice.
Nice? What's nice about it?
Well, Harriet, one of the great privileges of the democratic way of life is to be a cog in our judicial machinery.
Ozzie.
I should think you'd be very happy about it.
Ozzie.
Besides the civic responsibility, I think you'll find jury duty a very interesting experience.
Ozzie.
Yeah?
I've got nothing to do with it. The summons is for you.
Me? Oh, they can't do this to me.
But your civic responsibility.
I voted last year. I'm a busy man. They can't do a thing like this. Harriet, maybe if you write the jury commission a letter telling them how difficult it'd be for you to manage without me.
Well, how difficult would it be, dear?
Well, suppose there's a fire.
I'd call the fire department.
Suppose you hear a burglar.
I'll call the police department.
Suppose there's a hurricane carries away the house and everything in it. What would you do then?
What would you do?
Well, Harriet, there's never been a hurricane in this part of the country. See, I haven't even left yet, and you're starting to worry.
Remember, dear? Remember that little speech about civic responsibility?
That's just it. Because I've got civic responsibility, I wanted to find somebody who will make a better juror than I am. Yes. For one thing, I'm too impressionable.
Well, now, what's that got to do with it?
Suppose there's a woman defendant. She'll start to cry, and you know how I melt. Maybe she'll be pretty. Maybe she'll be devastatingly attractive. Sit up there on the stand, probably wearing a revealing dress. Maybe I better start early and get a good seat.
Ozzie? Wake up and answer the phone.
No. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Nelson?
Yes?
This is Mrs. Pennyfeather, president of the PTA.
Oh, yes, Mrs. Pennyfeather.
Yes. Well, Mr. Thornberry happened to mention how hurt you felt at not being asked to work on the booth. And now, since we need more help, we can make everybody happy.
Yes, but Mrs. Penny...
No arguments, please. We insist that you help. And you'll just have to forgive me for not asking you first.
Oh, well, this is very kind of you, Mrs. Pennyfeather.
Yes.
In fact, I'll have to remember to thank Mr. Thornberry personally, but I'm afraid I won't be able to help.
Well, I know, but as long as you try your best.
No, I'm busy. I've had a hire call. I've been called for jury duty.
Jury duty?
Yes, I've got the summons right here in front of me. The First District Court.
Oh, isn't that a shame? Poor Mr. Nelson. If it had come at any other time.
Well, as the old saying goes, those are the breaks.
Yes, dear. There'll always be another year.
Oh, yes.
And another bazaar. More booze to make. Just remember that.
It'll be on my mind continually. Meanwhile, if there's anything else I could do, like running the bingo game or the Little Egypt concession, or if you've got...
Yes, I'll let you know.
Oh, thank you. May I say again how sorry I am I can't build the booth.
Well, it does seem a shame. That's work that does call for a strong back and yes, well, goodbye, Mr.
Goodbye, Mrs. Featherweight. It's You know, Harriet, this jury duty may have its good points after all.
I'm not so sure about that.
At least I won't have to knock myself out building booths for the PPA Bazaar.
But, dear, you may have to serve for weeks on end.
Oh, that reminds me.
What?
Weeks on end. I'm going out to the garage and get my air cushion. The province of the trial jury to determine the truth of the alleged facts in a civil case and the guilt or innocence of the accused in a criminal case. Therefore, fellow jurors, I feel that... hello, Emmy Lou.
Are you hiding from somebody?
No, I'm just sitting here talking to... refreshing my mind on a few of the legal principles. I've been selected for jury duty.
Oh, Mr. Nelson, how fascinating. How thrilling. Oh, I bet you'll be wonderful.
Well, thank you, Emmy Lou. I'll do my best to be impartial and fair-minded.
Jeepers, Mr. Nelson. I'll bet with your legal background and everything, they'll make you foreman of the jury.
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
And it's undoubtedly a very important trial, probably the most important trial this year.
And this is leap year, too.
It'll be something horribly exciting, like gangsters or robbers. Why, it might even be a beautiful, mysterious woman on trial for her life.
Yes.
And there you sit, Mr. Nelson, foreman of the jury, all eyes upon you.
Well, not if the defendant is really beautiful.
Oh, isn't it exciting? The trial begins. For days it speeds along, dramatic, thrilling, intense. A woman's life is in the balance.
She'll get a fair trial, too. I'll see to
Finally, the
that.
summing up. The jury retires. You order coffee and sandwiches and settle down to weigh the evidence. Hours go by. The tension mounts. It's getting unbearable. Reporters are keeping their phone lines open to the city desk. The judge is pacing in his antechamber. Suddenly, the jury room door opens, and guess what?
The jury wants more sandwiches and coffee.
Of deliberation. Then you finally file into the courtroom. Everything grows quiet. You can hear a pin drop. The beautiful woman is looking at you. The judge, the lawyers, the reporters, the spectators, they're all looking at you.
I hope my tie is straight.
There you stand. And now, solemnly, with a tear in your stern blue eye, you give the verdict. Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Pandemonium breaks loose. You're a hero, a public figure, with your picture in all the papers.
Hello, Mom.
Oh, Mr. Nelson. Oh, you're the most wonderful man. Can I have your autograph?
Certainly.
Oh, just sign my notebook.
To Emmy Lou, Ozzie Nelson, foreman. There you are.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Nelson.
Thank you.
And thanks for acquitting that poor, innocent, beautiful woman.
It was only my duty, Emmy Lou. I'm glad I did it. Harriet, do you realize I've probably been called for jury duty for some big, important trial? Something like gangsters or something?
Well, I certainly hope not.
Well, why not?
Well, I was reading just the other day where some gangsters took a jury member for a ride. It might be dangerous.
Harriet, when it comes to a question of public duty, I'm not a man to be swayed by the imminence of danger. You think I mind their intimidation? You think I mind their threats? Do you think you could come with me? Pardon me, I was told to report to this court while they select the jury.
Your name?
Nelson.
Oswald G. Nelson of Rogers Road?
Yes, sir.
Sit right down here, Mr. Nelson. We'll call you when we're ready for you.
Did you bring your air cushion, dear? These seats are as hard as a rock.
No, it had a hole in it. I took to the service station to be vulcanized.
Silence in the court while prospective jurors are being questioned.
I suppose this will be a big case.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Very interesting.
What sort of case is it? Criminal, gangsters?
The Mercury Holding Company is in litigation with the Pennsylvania Bonding Corporation over the title deeds to certain bottom lands.
Will the prosecutor please question the prospective jurors?
Herbert Barrington up front, please. Herbert Barrington.
Kind of stuffy in here, don't you think so? Oh, this is boring.
Oh, quiet, dear.
I'd like to complete this jury before the day is over.
Yes, Your Honor. I would, however, like to call the court's attention to the similarity between this case and the case of Snodgrass versus Continental Can.
Boy, these seats are sure hard. How long we been here?
About 3 hours.
Oh, so stuffy in here I can hardly keep my eyes open.
Stanislaus Darbignavian up front, please. Stanislaus Darbignavian.
My name is Stanislaus Darbignavian.
Ozzy, you're falling asleep.
My name is Ozzy. You're falling asleep.
Ozzy, don't fall asleep.
I haven't slept for days worrying about this case, Your Honor.
I'm Harriet.
I'm Harriet Nelson.
Order in the courtroom. I demand order. Now go on with your testimony, Miss Falling Asleep.
Well, Your Honor, honey, it was like this. I was just standing in front of the jewelry store waiting for my uncle. He was inside buying me a diamond bracelet.
Your Honor, Judge Darbignavian, please.
Yes, Mr. Nelson.
Your Honor, I realize this is a bit irregular, but in the interest of gaining more knowledge of the true facts of the case, I wish to ask the witness a few questions.
It is a bit irregular, Mr. Nelson, but as foreman of the jury, I think you're entitled to this special dispensation. And may I say that your request was very well put.
Thank you, Your Honor. My knowledge of law and procedure is very slight.
On the contrary, you have a very firm foundation in the basic tenets. The bar could do with men like you.
Really, Your Honor? You flatter me.
Not at all. I feel ability deserves recognition.
Have it your way, Your Honor. May I proceed with the questioning now?
By all means. This should be very interesting in a legal sense.
Miss Falling Asleep.
Yes, Mr. Nelson. Foreman, honey.
There are a few facts I'd like to uncover.
You can count on me for anything.
Well, thank you. You're very cooperative. Would you tell us, please, just where in front of the jewelry store were you standing?
I wasn't standing. I was sitting on a fire hydrant.
It was a cold day, as I remember. Didn't you find the hydrant a bit chilly to sit on?
I was wearing my mink.
Oh, yes, of course. Now, the chief witness for the prosecution testified he saw you run into the getaway car with the robbers. He said you were wearing a bright red dress.
Only a woman who wants to attract attention would wear a red dress. I don't need to attract attention.
Of course. Now, what color dress were you wearing?
A skin-tight black silk jersey dress.
So, you say you were wearing a black dress, and the witness said you were wearing a red dress.
That's right.
Mr. Nelson, you're doing an excellent job.
Thank you. And now will the chief witness for the prosecution please take the stand?
Okay.
Now, Mr. Thornberry, you say when you saw this young lady, she was wearing a bright red dress.
That's right, bright red. You look terrific in it, too.
Now, never mind the physical details, Mr. Thornberry. Now, what is the color of this piece of cloth I'm holding up over my head?
Green.
Your Honor, I submit that the witness is colorblind. This piece of cloth is obviously red.
Brilliant, Mr. Nelson, brilliant. Here, let me shake your hand.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Just call me Stan. Just call me.
Ozzy, wake up. You're snoring. The judge is furious.
Who do I... Oh, thank you, Stan.
Wake up. Come on, wake up.
Isn't that the juror you wanted excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Wake him up and get him out of here.
What is it? What happened?
That's all, Mr. Nelson. I pulled some strings and got you excused.
Excused from what?
From jury duty. We won't need you. You can go now.
Well, you can't do that to me.
Get him out of here!
What's that?
Bailiff, throw that man out!
I don't want to be excused. I came here to serve.
Ozzy, come on.
I'm a citizen. I'm a voter. I demand my chance. I know my rights. I've been through the freedom train.
Throw that man out!
Of all the humiliating experiences, practically thrown out, cast aside like an old shoe, an empty milk carton, an old Butterfinger wrapper.
Oh, it was nothing personal, dear. It was just that they had enough jurors without you.
What's the use of being civic-minded? What does it get you? Man sacrifices his time for public duty, loses sleep, gets up earlier than usual, shaves closer than usual, dresses carefully in a dignified, legalistic manner, goes down to court, and what happens?
You caught up on the sleep you lost.
This goes to show you it doesn't pay to be intelligent. Doesn't pay to get an education. What good does it do you to go through school? You just get thrown off juries.
Oh, I think...
Just see if I ever go to another class reunion. The lawyer that threw me out.
He excused you.
His client was probably a crook and as guilty as they make him. He's afraid to have me on the jury. Or to have that man disbarred. Those beady, shifting little eyes. Who was he anyway? He looked familiar.
Mr. Pennyfeather.
Pennyfeather?
Mm-hmm. Fenimore Pennyfeather. His wife is president of the PTA. You've seen him at the meetings. Oh, Ozzy, look. There's a big pile of lumber in our driveway. And there's Thorny.
Yes. And somehow I don't like that big smile on his face.
Hi, Oz. Boy, I sure fixed it for you, didn't I, Oz?
Fixed what?
Got you off jury duty.
You got me off.
Well, sure. When Mrs. Pennyfeather told me you were on jury duty in the same court with her husband, I suggested he have you excused. It was all very legal and simple. Wasn't that nice of me?
Thorny, you dog, you just did this so I'd be available to help you build those boots.
Oz, how can you be so ungrateful after I've made this tremendous sacrifice?
What's this?
Knowing how deeply you feel about civic responsibility, I finally talked Mrs. Pennyfeather into letting you build the boots alone.
Well, what about you, you big loafer?
Well, you see, old man, in order to get you off jury call, I had to agree to take your place.
Why,
Oz, please! You can kill a man with a hammer!
You've been listening to the adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. This is the United States Armed Forces Radio Service, the voice of information and education.
In a big eastern city, a group of trained men and women called on thousands of housewives and asked this simple question. What kind of container do you prefer for the food you buy? An overwhelming majority of housewives said they preferred to buy food packed in glass. Among them were a great many mothers of small children, and by a ratio of more than 8 to 1, these mothers said they insisted on prepared baby foods packed in glass. They gave many reasons, as you might expect. But here are the 3 reasons mentioned most frequently. First, glass lets you see what you buy before you buy it. Second, you can heat, serve, and store leftover portions of prepared baby food in the same glass container. And third, these young mothers agreed that sterilized glass containers are cleaner and more sanitary. You can buy an increasing number of the better brands of food packed in glass. And all of the better brands of prepared baby food come to you in Anchor glass containers sealed with tamper-proof Anchor vacuum caps. Both products of Anchor Hawking.
High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of Space Patrol. Next on HOJO Radio.
Wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston present Space Patrol! High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol. In today's transcribed adventure, Buzz and Happy have descended into a canyon on Venus to rescue a wounded space pilot. As they reach the injured man, a flash flood roars down the river, piling water up behind the dam above them.
We gotta get him out of here quickly, Happy. The water's rising fast. Once we get him to the ledge, we shouldn't have any trouble carrying him to the top. It's a landslide. Press close to the dam. Keep your head down. Smoke and rockets. That was close. We gotta get him up the path. There may be another landslide. Commander, look up there. Most of the ledge is swept away. We're trapped.
We'll be back in just a moment with today's Space Patrol story, The Mysterious Meteor. Do you hear that, gang? That's the Terra Express train trying to get up speed on ordinary fuel. Not very speedy, is it? But now listen to that same train with super fuel in its tank. Yes, sir, that train's really traveling now because it's supercharged with super fuel. And, gang, without a good breakfast, you can't go very fast either. But with super fuel in your tank, you're supercharged. Here's how Buzz Corey gets up a head of steam in the morning. He has a good breakfast with rice checks or wheat checks, the super cereals that help to supercharge you. For taste, they're terrific. And for size, they're perfect. Because they both have that modern bite-sized design. So, gang, get off to a quick start in the morning the way Buzz Corey does. Get supercharged. Just eat a good breakfast with the Checkerboard Super Cereals. And get them today in the red and white Checkerboard packages. Rice checks, wheat checks. One of the 30th century's greatest achievements has been the transformation of barren desert areas on the planet Earth into rich, fertile farmlands. Buzz, Happy, and Major Robertson are in one of those regions now, completing inspection of a new spaceport at the Arizona city of New Arcadia, center of a thriving agricultural district. While Robbie is finishing up a few details in the city, Buzz and Happy have taken a surface car for a drive out in the country.
Commander, look at that. Another meteor. Must be fairly low in the atmosphere. Hey, it must be a whopper, too. Wow, did you see that? It got so hot it exploded. And what a flash. It lit up the whole countryside. Quite a show. I never saw one like that before. Oh, look, there's another one. Well, the Earth must be passing through a meteor shower. Hey, it looks like it's coming right at us. Well, when this one explodes, it ought to make quite a display. It better explode pretty quick before it hits. Hey, Commander, it looks like it's headed right for the city. Commander, it hit. It landed right in New Arcadia. Well, they're pretty deceptive, Happy. It could have struck several miles beyond. We'd better get into town. If it did land there, it'd be a terrible catastrophe. We're getting close, Commander. There's a whole area roped off up there. And the people are jammed around it. Yeah, we'll have to stop here and get out, Happy. We can't get through the crowd with this surface car. Hey, look. There's Major Robertson.
Commander, I'm glad you're here.
What happened, Robbie?
A meteor landed right in the middle of the park.
Anybody hurt?
No, by a lucky chance. But a few people got showered with dirt, and a couple of hundred got the scare of their lives.
Well, how big is the meteor?
It's hard to tell. Dug a crater about 20 yards wide. The meteor's way down the bottom of a deeper pit, glowing and red hot.
Well, let's get through this crowd and have a look.
Right, Commander. All right, make way, please. Space Patrol coming through.
What a crowd.
Well, there she is.
It looks like a huge red eye.
We don't know how large it really is. Part of it's buried by the dirt that fell back into the pit. Look at the size of the crater, Robbie. A miracle it landed where it did. A very lucky miracle. Well, they're bringing up the Tomo power shovel now.
Well, aren't they going to wait until it cools off before they try to pull it out?
Professor King wants to encourage so he can make some tests.
Professor King?
Yes, sir. Professor James King, the meteorite expert.
Hold it right there. Hold it.
That's the professor shouting at the shovel operator. Professor King's been lecturing at the university here.
Oh, I recognize him now. I met him a couple of years ago on Mercury.
Well, apparently he's seen you. Here he comes.
Commander Corey, isn't this most fortunate?
Hello, Professor. Yes, it is fortunate. It could have been a terrible calamity.
Exactly. If I had followed my usual custom, I would have been home in my study. But something urged me to go for a stroll, and I was only half a block from the park when this green streak rolled out of the sky.
I was thinking it might have killed someone.
That would have been tragic, of course. But think of it. A rare meteor falling right at my feet, so to speak. Commander, do I have your permission to test it?
Of course.
Thank you. I already examined it for radioactivity.
How does it test?
Well, it's rather high, but not unusually so for an object that has spent millions of years in outer space.
It's not dangerous, then?
Oh, no, except that right now it's rather hot from the friction of the atmosphere. The shovel operator is going to scoop away some of the dirt so I can check its size. Would you care to watch?
Of course, Professor King. Oh, by the way, this is Cadet Happy.
How do you do, sir? Glad to know you, Cadet. Your first meteor?
Well, not quite. Happy's quite a few experiences with meteors in space.
Oh, of course.
Now, here comes the first scoop.
Get back! The meteor exploded.
No, it didn't. It's still glowing.
Yeah, but look at the shovel.
You mean look where it was? That huge scoop is gone. The cables are just hanging there. What could have caused it, Professor?
I don't know, Commander. The meteor is hot, but not hot enough to melt a steel shovel. To say nothing...
Hit by the hot metal.
Professor, you'd better leave that meteor alone till we get this crowd cleared away.
Yes, Commander, you're right.
Robbie, have the local patrol keep everybody out of the park except the professor and men on official duty.
Yes, sir.
And Professor, I suggest you get an endurium scoop on that power shovel. You'd better wait till that meteor cools off a little more.
Good suggestions, Commander. I'll follow them.
Robbie, put a guard around the crater. I don't know what we've got here, but this is no ordinary meteor. It's going to be a hot day, Commander. Yes, but it was cool last night. I hope the meteor has lost most of its heat. Oh, I see Professor King is already at the crater. Yeah, with his power shovel and a lot of paraphernalia, it seems.
Good morning, Commander.
Good morning, Professor.
Well, I made a few tests.
What did you find out?
The object has cooled considerably, although it's far too hot to touch.
Well, I wouldn't advise touching it at all till we know a lot more about it.
I managed to make a spectrographic analysis of it. It seems to be of ordinary meteorite composition, chiefly iron and nickel. The colors show a fair percentage of cobalt, copper, magnesium, and the common gases.
Did you find anything to account for what happened to the steel scoop?
No, young man. There were no unusual elements present. At least, none have shown up. Commander, I'd like to dig that meteor out and have it shipped to Terra for a thorough test.
It might be a pretty heavy load for a spaceship.
Oh, I don't think so. I was able to make some magnetic detection tests. There isn't much more of it underground. It should only weigh about 500 pounds.
Well, hand me that case, Happy. Before we start that endurium shovel, Professor, let's make a few simple tests.
What kind of tests?
We saw what happened to that hard steel last night, so I brought a few small samples of different metals. I thought we might toss them down on the meteor and see what would happen.
It's an excellent idea.
Let's go down into the crater a little farther.
Fine.
Well, not too close, Happy. We can hit it from here.
Yes, sir.
Here's a piece of steel. Try that first.
Right, Commander. I hope my aim is good. It's gone. Vanished.
Why, that fragment disintegrated.
Yes. From here, it looks like it chipped a piece out of the meteorite.
What'll we try next?
Here's a lump of nickel, Happy.
Okay. Smoking rockets, that's gone, too.
Incredible.
Well, Commander, if it destroys everything that touches it, well, why doesn't it just sink into the ground?
Apparently, it doesn't disintegrate soil. Now, try this piece of endurium.
All right, sir. Hey, nothing happened. The endurium is just lying there on top of the meteor.
Well, now at least we know we can dig the meteor out with an endurium shovel.
Yes, but don't forget, if you're going to move that object, it'll have to be packed in an endurium box.
That's right. Well, we'll need a box about 3 feet thick on each side, perhaps a little thicker, just to be sure.
Good idea.
Oh, I can hardly wait to get it to my laboratory on Terra so that extensive tests can be made.
Well, you better not try it with any expensive instruments.
It's going to be a difficult object to handle, all right.
Professor, we'll leave you now. Happy and I have got to get back to local Space Patrol headquarters and clean up a few details.
All right, Commander. Thank you both for your help.
I'll have one of my men get a truck and an endurium crate. Professor, I'd like to see you at Space Patrol headquarters before you blast off.
Commander.
Come in, Professor.
Oh, I'll get you a chair, Professor Case.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
No, not at all. Won't you sit down? Have any trouble with your metal-eating monster?
No, it's packed in an endurium crate with another ordinary crate around that. And it is now at the new Arcadia spaceport.
So you're ready to go to Terra and solve the mystery?
Commander, I think I have already solved it.
Well, do you know what makes it destroy steel and nickel?
Well, that meteorite will destroy any substance that it contains within itself.
But how? Other meteors don't do that.
Well, Dr. Rawlins and I have come to the same conclusion. We believe this meteor is matter in reverse.
Matter in reverse?
Yes. Matter entirely foreign to our part of the universe. It may have come originally from a galaxy millions of light years away, where matter is formed in an entirely different way.
But you said it appears to be iron and nickel and other substances with which we're familiar.
Yes, that's how it appears. But the atomic structure of each element is in exact reverse. Matter in our solar system has atoms with negatively charged electrons whirling around a positive nucleus.
And this meteor has a negative nucleus with positive electrons.
Exactly. For years, scientists have speculated about the possibility of such matter. Now we know it exists. Perhaps whole galaxies are made of it.
But I still don't see why it destroys other metals.
Well, that's only half of the story, Cadet. Part of the meteor is destroyed, too, in another form of atomic explosion. The two forms of matter cancel each other out.
They neutralize each other.
Precisely. Atom for atom. Commander, if we can learn to duplicate that process, we're on the threshold of a new era.
Excuse me, Commander.
Oh, Major Robertson.
Yes, Robbie?
I'm glad the professor's here, sir. There's been a mix-up at the spaceport. That meteor was put aboard the wrong spaceship.
What?
Well, there's nothing to be upset about. Freight dispatcher traced it. It's aboard a cargo ship carrying mining equipment to Venus.
Commander, we have to overtake that ship.
I know, Professor. Robbie, if that meteor should come in contact with a large body of iron or steel, such as a building, it would cause an explosion that would kill or injure everyone around it.
We'll be back with Space Patrol in just a moment. Gang, here's the story of a cosmic surface car in trouble. Listen. The trouble, it's got nothing to go on but ordinary fuel. But you hear that? The driver's filling up the tank with some super fuel. Something's gonna happen now. Boy, that cosmic surface car is really roaring. That's because it's supercharged with super fuel. And the same is true with you, gang. What happens when you don't have a good breakfast? You're just a putt-putt. But when you fill up your tank with super fuel, man, you're supercharged. Here's how Buzz Corey does it. He eats a good breakfast with a checkerboard super cereal, Rice Chex, or Wheat Chex. Wait till you taste them, gang. Boy, are they good. Flavor galore in every crisp, bite-sized biscuit. So, gang, get going. Eat a good super cereal breakfast and get supercharged. Get the super cereals today, Rice Chex, Wheat Chex. While Buzz, Happy, and Major Robertson were in Arizona on the planet Earth, a strange meteor hurtled out of the sky and buried itself in a city park. Attempts to dig it up resulted in steel digging tools being disintegrated in a blinding flash. So far, only the metal indurium has resisted the strange destructive force. It's now believed that the meteor is composed of matter with reversed electrical charges, matter from outer space that can destroy matter as it's known in our solar system. By mistake, the indurium crate containing the meteor was put aboard the wrong ship. Right now, Buzz and Happy are aboard the Terra 5, racing to overtake the cargo ship carrying mining equipment and the strange meteor to Venus.
Happy, keep the freighter in the view scope.
Yes, Commander. Hey, if he's headed for Venus City, he's losing altitude pretty fast.
That's been worrying me, Hap. I'll contact him again by spacerphone. Commander Corey aboard Terra 5 calling cargo ship EC-349. Commander Corey to pilot Bill Craig aboard cargo ship EC-349.
Craig here. Go ahead, Commander.
I was just wondering why you're coming in so low.
I wanted to tell you, but I've been too busy to call, Commander.
I'm sure you know your business, but those Torlock Mountains aren't exactly anthills.
You bet they aren't. Believe me, I'd enjoy being about 3 miles higher.
Having trouble with your ship?
Yes, sir. I came into Venus atmosphere on automatic trajectory control, and the control's out of adjustment. Looks like I'm going to have to set down outside the city somewhere on repel array.
You don't sound very worried.
Should I be?
Well, you know your ship.
Commander, exactly what am I carrying aboard this ship? Why is everything so mysterious?
I'll explain it later, Craig.
I wish somebody would. All Space Control told me is that something was put aboard my ship by mistake, and that you'd meet me at Venus City Spaceport and supervise its removal.
We didn't want to cause you any undue alarm. The fact is, you've got something very dangerous aboard.
Explosives? Don't worry, I've hauled some pretty ticklish stuff in my day.
You've never hauled anything quite like what you have aboard now. Everything will be all right if you just set her down easy.
Okay, Commander. Look, right now I don't think I can get above that Torlock range. If I can get any power out of the rockets, I'll deflect a few degrees and head up the canyon.
Wow, he must be in a spot.
Do you have any rocket control at all?
A little. Enough to maneuver between those mountains.
All right, Craig. Good luck. We'll be watching. Corey out.
I hope he can reach a broad level space to set her down.
I hope he does, too, Hap. Keep an eye on him through the view scope.
Yes, sir. Sir, why didn't you tell him he was hauling a wild meteor?
No sense wasting time explaining. He knows he has a problem.
Yeah, I guess you're right, sir. He made it, Commander. Yeah, he's headed up the canyon. I guess he's okay now.
Let's hope so.
Hey, his speed's dropped way down, sir. He's losing altitude.
Corey aboard Terra 5 calling Bill Craig.
Craig here, go ahead.
How you doing?
Canyon widens out into a valley beyond Crescent Dam. I think I'll be okay when I pass there.
All right, Craig. When you find a good spot, ease her down carefully.
Right, sir. Craig out.
Well, he's pretty cool about it, I'll say that.
He's a skilled spaceman, Happy. He's going to need all the skill he's got.
There's the dam up ahead.
He's getting awfully close to that canyon wall.
Yeah. He isn't going to clear the dam by more than a few... He hit the side of the hill.
His ship's skimming along that shoulder. If it'll only hold together.
Smoking rockets, Commander. I can't look. Did he hit the dam?
Not quite. But it's a bad crack up. It broke the hull open. It's hanging over a rock halfway down the side of the canyon.
At least the meteor didn't explode.
The seal on the indurium crate must have held fast. We'll set the ship down on that flat stretch on the other side of the dam and get to Craig as quickly as possible. From the looks of that sky, there's an ammonia storm brewing.
I hope it holds off until we get Craig. This climbing is no cinch, Commander. This terrain is rough.
A few more feet and we'll be even with the top of the dam.
See anything yet, sir?
I can see part of the wreckage from here, but no sign of Craig. Come on, Hap, we've got to hurry.
Feel that wind. Wow, that storm is roaring down the canyon a mile a minute.
Better work fast, Happy.
Commander, look. Some of the cargo spilled out of the ship and rolled down into the water.
Yes. A lot of the crates have smashed open.
Hey, I hope the meteor didn't roll into the water.
That looks bad. The hull is smashed right near the pilot's compartment.
I hope Craig is all right.
Let's work our way down into the ship.
Commander, look. Isn't that a man down there at the edge of the water?
It's Craig. He must have been tossed out of the ship.
He sees us. He's waving.
He's hurt. Come on, hurry. Watch your step. It's steep through here. Happy, there's a ledge that slopes right down to the dam. A couple of crates stopped there.
Sir, it leads right up to that ladder on the dam, near the gate.
Now, let's head for it.
It's sure lucky we trailed Craig into Venus instead of going on ahead to meet him at Venus City.
All right. Hey, look at that water level. There must be a flash flood up the canyon.
Smoking rockets.
It's nearly up to where Craig's lying. It's rising fast. You got to get him out of there. Now, take it easy climbing over that Endurium crate, Happy. That's the meteor.
Hey, the seal's broken. The meteor's part way out of the crate.
We're in luck. Fortunately, none of those pieces of machinery came in contact with it. All right, let's climb down the face of the dam. Watch that ladder. It's going to be slippery. Commander, we'll have you out of here in a few minutes, Craig. Here, Happy, help me lift him to his feet.
It's my right leg. I didn't mind the ship crashing, but bouncing down the mountain like a rubber ball was pretty rough.
Can you put any weight on that leg, Craig?
I'll try. I think I can make it.
All right, put your arms over our shoulders. Rest most of your weight on us.
How do we get him up over the dam, sir?
The tough part will be the ladder. From there on, we can work back up the ledge and zigzag to the top.
Yeah, I figure I can make it with a boost now and then.
All right, start up the ladder.
Okay. It's okay. I can make it.
Look at that water. It's rising fast.
A landslide. Press close to the dam. Keep your head down.
Smoking rockets. That was close.
Look at that. If you men hadn't come for me, I'd be buried under several tons of dirt right now.
Let's get out of here. There could be another landslide.
Commander, look up there. How are we going to get out? The landslide has swept away most of the ledge.
He's right. We can get as high as a sluice gate, but from then on, it's sheer wall.
Let's get up to what's left of the ledge. We'll be out of the water at least. All right, Craig, get on the ledge.
Okay. All clear.
Go ahead, Happy.
All right, sir. Here, I'll give you a hand.
Thanks.
Gee, look at the water now. It's halfway up the ladder.
Yeah, and look back up the canyon. It's streaming down at big waves.
Commander, do you think it'll come as high as the ledge?
Look at the watermark of previous floods. Comes this high because of the sluice gate.
Wow.
Even if the water doesn't come over the ledge, we're stuck here.
If that sluice gate were only open, we could go through the spillway to the other side of the dam. There's a ladder on that side, too. I saw it coming up.
How can we get it open?
No, we can't. The control machinery is at the top of the dam. It's operated by remote control from a station far down the valley.
Say, maybe they'll open the gate.
By that time, it won't do us any good. See that line painted 10 feet over the gate? The water has to reach that level before the flood warning sounds.
He's right, Happy.
Looks like I led you fellas into a trap. If I'd only managed to get the ship over the dam.
No, it isn't your fault, Craig.
Well, I suppose we might as well sit down on the crates and relax.
I'd be careful of my feet if I were you, Craig. Don't let the metal in your boot buckles hit that meteor.
Meteor? What are you talking about?
There's a meteor in that crate. That's what we were worried about. If certain metals touch it, they explode.
Craig, get off that crate. Huh? But quickly, Happy. Give me a hand with that meteor.
What do you mean, sir?
Let's get this meteor rolling down the slope of the ledge.
Into the water?
No, toward the dam. If it gets up enough speed, it might crash into that sluice gate.
Sure, but will it be going fast enough to knock that gate out?
Well, no, sir. Hey, Commander, that gate is solid steel.
Exactly.
Hey, solid steel, like the first power shovel scoop. Okay, Commander, I get it.
Craig, get over behind that other crate. If this works, there's going to be quite an explosion. Careful, Happy. Remove your cadet ring.
Yes, sir. It'll be a pretty painful way to find if the meteor has platinum in it. Hey, this thing is sure hard to move.
After we get it rolling, it won't be so bad. At least it's lighter here on Venus than it was on Earth. Watch your feet.
We've got it rolling, sir.
Quickly now. Get behind the Endurium crate.
Hope it doesn't wobble off into the water.
Craig, keep your head down.
Commander, it worked. There's a great big hole in the sluice gate.
Come on, let's get off this ledge into the spillway.
Yeah, let's get through before the water does.
Hey, Commander, can you see through the dam to the valley? There's our ship.
Now, that's a beautiful sight.
Commander, what about Professor King? What's he going to say?
I'm afraid the professor will have to be content with telling another story about the big one that got away.
An exciting preview of next week's thrilling Space Patrol adventure in just a moment. But first, gang, here's something that's more fun than anything you ever owned. Something that rates as the biggest value we have ever offered. Something new, different, exciting. I'm speaking of that wonderful new thrill, Space Patrol Space Binoculars. I call it a wonderful new thrill because this amazing piece of Space Patrol equipment makes it possible for you to see houses, buildings, cars, and people way off in the distance. Yes, sir, when you look through your Space Patrol Space Binoculars, you can see what's going on blocks and blocks away. And when you look through your Space Binoculars, you don't even have to hold them. No, sir, they have a strong elastic band that holds them snugly to your eyes. Makes you look like somebody from outer space, because when you wear your binoculars, they stand out from your eyes a full 3.5 inches. Now, that's right, I'm not talking about flimsy little goggles or a mask. I'm talking about real, honest-to-goodness 4-power binoculars with 4 pure lucite lenses. The real McCoy, in other words. Real binoculars. They're made of solid black plastic, and they have a bright red leather-like trimming that makes them look terrific. Overall, space binoculars are 5 inches wide, 5 inches long, and boy, oh boy, the fun you can have with them. You can see who's coming up the street. You can read signs way off in the distance. You can spot planes in the sky, and you can name the kinds of cars you see blocks and blocks away. And hey, when you look through the other end of your space binoculars, they smallify. Yes, sir, they do the opposite. Instead of making far-off things look close, they work the other way around. They make close things look far away. Lots of fun. Now, gang, to get a pair of these space binoculars, a pair exactly like Buzz Corey wears, do this. And, boy, you better do it quick because this offer soon ends. Just buy a box of Instant Ralston. Then, with your name and address, send 25 cents in coin and an Instant Ralston box top to Space Patrol, Box 686. St. Louis, Missouri. This offer good only in the USA and may be withdrawn at any time. Gang, if you don't think your space binoculars are tops, send them back and we'll return your money. The address again, Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. And now, a preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure. Buzz and Happy are on the 3rd moon of Jupiter in their spacesuits, attempting to pull Major Robertson out of a crevice into which he's fallen. Buzz has lowered Happy into the crevice where thousands of beetle-like insects are swarming, impervious to the cold and lack of atmosphere.
Lower me a couple more feet, sir. Doggone these bugs. That's it, sir. Loop the rope under the Major's arms, Happy. Just a minute, sir. Till I brush off some of these insects. Some of them just won't brush off. They're awful. They're on my suit, too. Yes, and all over the Major's. Hey, Commander, they're eating through our spacesuits. We gotta get the Major out of there and get back to the ship. If these insects puncture our suits, we're finished.
Be sure to be with us next Saturday for the exciting story, The Moon Beetles, when wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston again bring you Space Patrol! High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol. Space Patrol, an original Mike Moser production starring Ed Kemmer as Commander Corey and Lynn Osborne as Cadet Happy, was written by Lou Houston and directed by Larry Robertson. Other players were Norman Jolly, Ken Mayer, and Bela Kovac. Dick Tufeld speaking. Now, don't forget to tune in next Saturday and every Saturday when wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston again present the new exciting Space Patrol. Be sure to see another exciting Space Patrol story on your local ABC television station. Consult your local paper for time and channel. Space Patrol comes to you transcribed from Hollywood. This is ABC Radio Network.
Is the sweetheart you married the husband you expected him to be? Has the war created new problems for you in your marriage? To answer these and other personal problems brought in by your friends and neighbors, ARID presents John J. Anthony, founder of the famed Marital Relations Institute, in a brand new program of daily sessions of kindly and helpful advice. Just as Mr. Anthony, by examples in this studio, is helping thousands of men and women solve their personal problems, ARID, too, is helping thousands to solve the important personal problem of underarm perspiration. ARID helps you avoid perspiration damage to clothes and safeguards friendships. Use ARID every day. It helps stop perspiration safely, and at the same time, ARID is a most effective deodorant.
HOJO Radio, where the classics come alive.
Wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston present Space Patrol! High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol. In today's transcribed adventure, Buzz and Happy are on the third moon of Jupiter in their spacesuits, attempting to pull Major Robertson out of a crevice into which he has fallen. Buzz has lowered Happy into the crevice where thousands of beetle-like insects are swarming. Beetles that seem impervious to the cold and lack of atmosphere.
Just a couple more feet, sir. That's it, sir. Loop the rope under the Major's arms, Happy. Just a minute, sir. While I brush off some of these insects. Gee, some of them just won't brush off, sir. They're awful. They're on my suit, too. They're all over the Major's. Hey, Commander, they're eating through our spacesuits. We've got to get the Major out of there and get back to the ship. If these insects puncture our suits, we're finished.
We'll be back in just a moment with today's Space Patrol story, The Moon Beetles. The hour has struck. Yes, today is the last time we can offer you a pair of those wonderful new space binoculars that you can see way off in the distance with. Big 4-power plastic space binoculars. 5 inches wide, 5 inches long. Plenty big and plenty of fun. Gang, you can watch people blocks away, study birds in real tall trees, read signs way off in the distance, spot planes high in the sky, and listen, you wear space binoculars on your head. Yes, sir, a strong elastic band holds them snugly to your eyes, makes you look like a strange man from Mars, leaves your hands absolutely free. Yes, the hour has struck. Today is the last time we can offer you these terrific new Space Patrol space binoculars. To get a pair exactly like Buzz Corey wears, do this. Buy a box of Instant Ralston. Then, with your name and address, send 25 cents in coin and an Instant Ralston box top to Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. This offer good only in the USA and may be withdrawn at any time. That's Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. And now, today's Space Patrol story, The Moon Beetles. In their space battle cruiser, Terra 5, Buzz and Happy are approaching Jupiter's number 2 moon to investigate the mysterious failure of equipment in one of the automatic instrument stations. Their viewscope is trained on a surface of a cold, barren, airless satellite as Happy watches for the dome-shaped image of the atmosphere shell to reveal they're nearing the unmanned instrument station.
Jupiter's number 2 moon sure is a desolate place. Nothing but craters and mountains, and more craters and mountains. And they all look the same. I don't even recognize any landmarks.
And we should have brought Robbie along. He knows most of Jupiter's satellites the way you and I know the Earth's moon.
Oh, speaking of Major Robertson, sir, I was a little surprised to find out he was meeting us on Jupiter.
Oh?
Well, I figured he'd be getting ready for the big day on Terra on the 3rd of the month. You know, the Interplanetary Medal Award ceremony.
I hope we can all be there. We will if we don't run into serious trouble on this instrument failure investigation.
But, sir, doesn't the Major have to be there to receive the award?
Well, I was under the impression that the name of the person to receive the Interplanetary Medal was kept secret until the day of the ceremony. What makes you think Robbie's going to get it?
Well, I heard rumors.
Well, personally, I'd like to see Major Robertson get it, too. The final decision is up to the award committee. They aren't going to let the news out ahead of time. We're getting close to the instrument station, Happy. See those 2 cone-shaped peaks at the edge of that broad, shallow crater?
Yes, sir.
The instrument station is right between those peaks. That's funny.
What's that, Commander?
The small atmosphere shell should be visible now.
Maybe the sunlight's hitting it at the wrong angle.
It should still show up on the viewscope.
Happy, the shell's gone.
Huh?
Switch the spacephone receiver to the ultra-high frequency automatic instrument channel and see if any signals are getting out.
Yes, sir. Well, this is the right channel, sir.
Some of the instruments are still sending, but I can't understand what happened to that atmosphere dome.
Maybe a meteor hit it.
If it came in at a tangent, it might break the shell without damaging all the instruments. Get our spacesuits, Happy. While I set the ship down, we'll make an on-the-spot check.
There are the instruments, sir. They don't seem to be damaged. The dome's foundation is intact. So are the double hatches to the airlock. The metal framework and the gates are still standing. Happy, I'm afraid your meteor theory is out. But if it came in almost parallel to the surface of the moon and hit the shell... There would still be fragments of the plastic shell scattered all over the area. Take a look. The ground all around is perfectly clean. Wow, the shell must have been completely disintegrated. That would put most of the instruments out of commission, even those that were picking up cosmic radiations through the receptors outside the shell. It's very strange, Happy. Cut off the atmosphere plant. We'll get back to the ship and blast off. Yes, sir. I'll spacephone Robbie and ask him to meet us to Chargon instead of Jupiter City. Isn't that just south of Jupiter City? Yes, it's a technological center. It's where Dr. William Conrad receives and analyzes the data transmitted from these instrument stations on the different moons. I wonder how he'll analyze the fact that a whole atmosphere...
Wait a minute now. Are you saying there weren't even any fragments of the atmosphere shell?
That's right, Robbie. The whole thing just disappeared.
And none of the instruments were physically damaged?
No, Doctor. Some of them stopped transmitting because of the cold.
It really got us puzzled, Dr. Conrad. What do you think could have happened?
Well, Happy, I won't even speculate until a thorough investigation is made.
Well, at the moment, Doctor, I feel this is a job for the security section. Robbie, get a lab ship and blast off for moon number 2.
Yes, sir.
Do you want me to go with the Major, Commander?
You'll be needed here in Chargon, Doctor. You've got to evaluate the data from the other moon centers.
I'll keep in contact with you from number 2 moon and give you any information I can gather.
Good. Robbie, I'll leave the investigation in your hands. Happy and I'll go to our temporary quarters and get some rest.
I can use a little sleep.
I'll call you first thing in the morning, Dr. Conrad. Come on, Happy. Sleep is the next order. Happy. Happy, wake up.
Oh, Commander, what time is it?
6:05 hours Universal Star Time. Are you going to sleep all day?
Oh, don't be stupid, huh? I plan to be awake before you, sir. Say, are you sure it's 6:05?
Look at your watch.
Yeah, but it's still dark outside. That's why I left the shade up, figuring the sun would wake me up.
Yes, I noticed how dark it was. Maybe we're having an eclipse of the sun. They're fairly frequent on Jupiter with 12 moons in the sky.
I'm sure I should have thought of that. Have you talked to Dr. Conrad?
I phoned his lab, but wasn't able to reach him.
Maybe he overslept, too. From the sound of things outside, it sounds like the middle of the day. Come here and look, sir. The streets are full of people. These Chargon citizens must be early risers, or else they got up to see the eclipse.
The eclipse here wouldn't cause that much excitement.
What do you know? The lights are on, all over the city.
Well, that must be Dr. Conrad. I told the project quarters to put the call in here. Corey speaking.
Commander, this is Dr. Conrad.
Oh, yes, Doctor. I've already called your lab.
I'm not at the laboratory. I'm at the spaceport. Can you come over?
Is something wrong?
Haven't you noticed the darkness?
Yes. The 4 biggest moons must be eclipsing the sun all at once.
This is no eclipse, Commander. The Chargon atmosphere shell is completely covered with insects.
Insects?
Yes, I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. They're blanketing the entire dome. Billions of them. Space Control isn't letting any ship in or out of the space locks. They're afraid the insects will swarm into the city.
Doctor, where are you now?
I'm in the Spaceport Master's office.
I'll be right over.
I'm ready, Commander.
And let's go. Now, here's the office, Happy.
Commander, I expected you sooner. I was beginning to get worried.
We were tied up in traffic, Doctor. People are running around almost in a panic.
Well, I can't say I blame them. It's not exactly reassuring to know you're under a roof of billions of living insects.
I didn't think Jupiter had that many insects. Where did they all come from?
We don't know. One spaceship came through the lodge just at dawn. The pilot said the insects are like a shiny black sea all around the atmosphere dome. I've got a few specimens here, Commander, in these 2 small plastic boxes.
Let's have a look at them.
Hundreds of insects were drawn through the space lock when the ship entered. That's why Space Control closed the port.
Look, and Rockets, look at the size of them. They must be about 2 inches long.
They seem to be some sort of beetle. I don't recognize them.
Well, I showed them to a friend of mine in the communication section, an amateur entomologist. He says he's never seen anything like them before on any planet.
Very strange. Entirely new variety of insects appearing by the billions, and here on Jupiter, of all places.
Hey, one of the bugs got loose. He's crawling across the desk.
Take the lid off the box, Captain?
No, sir. Look, the lid is still on it.
Then how did it get out?
Listen, what's that?
Warning signal. Yellow alert.
Yellow alert. Something must be wrong with the city's atmosphere plant.
Happy, quickly. Close all the windows airtight. Doctor, cut on the emergency air vents.
What could be the matter?
That signal means the air outside this building isn't fit to breathe. Check the Polaroid windows.
All the windows are closed tight, sir.
Airtight. Good.
Emergency air vent on, Commander. We're all right for the time being.
Yes, Doctor, but those people out in the streets, if they don't get inside a building with emergency air supply, they're in trouble. I'll get it. Quartermaster's office. He isn't here. This is Commander Corey of the Space Patrol. I see. Yes, Captain, your procedure's correct. Right, Corey out. That was the Atmosphere Control Center. The yellow alert was sounded because the detectives registered a high methane gas content in the air.
Methane?
You mean there's a leak in the atmosphere shell?
More than a leak, a serious break.
What happened?
Look at this plastic box, Doctor.
There is a hole in it.
Exactly. That beetle ate through the plastic box. And above us, there are billions of insects eating their way through the plastic atmosphere shell.
We'll be back with Space Patrol in just a moment. Presenting the mystery of the baffling basketball player. Sometimes this 10-year-old boy would be a sharpshooter. He'd make basket after basket after basket. But then, at other times, ouch, he'd miss shot after shot. And so it went. Sometimes a shooting star, sometimes a falling star. Here was the trouble. This boy was only getting supercharged now and then. On some mornings, he'd have a power breakfast with rice checks or wheat checks, the super cereals that help to supercharge you. That's when he'd really shoot those baskets. But then, at other times, well, he'd just eat any old breakfast. And that's when they'd call him Fumbler. So, gang, remember, to be a winner every day, you have to get supercharged every day. In other words, enjoy that rice checks and wheat checks in your cupboard all the time, not just some of the time. Make it a rule to do what Buzz Corey does. Eat a power breakfast with rice checks or wheat checks every single day. The bite-sized super cereals that help to supercharge you. Delicious checks. And now back to our Space Patrol story, The Moon Beetles. The city of Shargan on the planet Jupiter is perilled by a vast swarm of strange insects that completely cover the atmosphere shell. These beetle-like insects are gnawing through the thick plastic of the transparent dome over the city, and now the air is contaminated with the harmful gases that compose Jupiter's atmosphere. Buzz, Happy, and Dr. William Conrad have rushed to the atmosphere washing plant, while Major Robertson, at the commander's order, is at the spaceport, ready to lead an exterminator's squadron. Happy and the doctor are standing before the giant motors that force the atmosphere through chemical filters and purifiers, waiting for Buzz to return from the office of the chief air control engineer.
Oh, the engineers just cut on another auxiliary motor.
That's the last one. The plant's working at full capacity.
Yeah, but so are those bugs. Oh, here's the commander.
Commander, what did the chief engineer say?
Oh, it's a losing battle. You just can't build up enough pressure inside the shell to equal the heavy Jupiter atmosphere pressure on the outside. Unless those insects are stopped, pretty soon big chunks of the dome will fall in on the city. They could plunge right through the roof.
Well, do you think that DB12X insecticide will kill the bugs, Commander?
I don't know. And if I give Robbie the order to take the exterminator squadron outside the shell, that insecticide will contaminate the entire city.
You mean it's harmful to human beings?
Definitely.
But don't you think it's worth the risk, Commander? If the dome collapses...
Oh, you're right, Doctor. There's no time to waste. We'll broadcast a warning for everyone to keep off the streets and to seal their doors and windows.
And we'll go back to Space Patrol headquarters, and I'll tell Robbie to take the squadron up.
Commander, the streets have been completely cleared, and the Major and the squadron have been spraying the outside of the dome for 20 minutes. That BB-12X ought to be showing some results.
If it's going to work. I'll contact Robbie. Commander Corey at Shargan Space Patrol headquarters, calling Major Robertson aboard Space Patrol cruiser J571. Corey to Major Robertson.
Robertson here. Go ahead, Commander.
Is it working, Robbie?
All 8 ships have made 10 passes with the insecticide, Commander. The insects are saturated with the stuff. It doesn't seem to phase them.
We've got to find something that's effective and find it quickly.
Well, heat might do it. We can get enough ships with atomic flame ejectors and play them over the dome.
There aren't any on Jupiter. What about trying ultrasonic vibrations?
That's it. That'll do it, Commander.
Dr. Conrad, do you know of a lab ship here in Shargon that's got an ultrasonic generator in it?
Oh, yes, Commander. There is one at the spaceport.
Good. Robbie, order the squadron to return to base, but you stay aloft. Happy, Dr. Conrad and I will get the lab ship and blast off immediately.
Lab ship secured for blastoff, Commander.
All right, Hap, I'll notify Space Control. Commander Corey and Lab Ship X-211 in Area 28, calling Space Control Shargon.
Space Control Shargon, go ahead.
We're ready for blastoff.
You may blast off at will, sir. Space Control out.
Stand by to fire rockets, Happy.
Standing by, sir.
Ready, Doctor?
Yes, Commander.
Fire rockets.
Here come the locks, sir.
Reduce power and we'll circle back to the dome.
What a sight. The dome is black with those insects.
I hope this ultrasonic generator does the trick. I'd hate the idea of going back down through that roof of beetles.
Dr. Conrad, will you operate the generator?
Of course, Commander.
That must be the Major ship off on our starboard viewport.
Right. Corey aboard Lab Ship X-211, calling Major Robertson.
Robertson here. Go ahead, sir.
We're going to make a head-on pass at the dome, Robbie.
Good hunting.
All right, Doctor. Turn on the generator.
I've set it at 1 million cycles, Commander. That frequency should be fatal to most insects.
Give it plenty of power.
Yes, Commander.
Here we go, right over the dome. Happy, set the viewscope to high magnification.
Yes, sir.
We'll circle back and make another pass.
How's the viewscope setting, sir?
Fine. You can see the insects quite clearly.
They don't seem to be affected by the vibration. Shall I increase the frequency?
Oh, wait. Look, they're dropping off the dome.
Hey, they sure are. Sliding off by the thousands.
It's working, Commander. Sides of the dome are nearly clear.
Would you look at that? They're sliding off like a black avalanche.
We'll make a couple more passes just to make sure we've got them all.
Look at how they're heaping up around the base of the atmosphere shell. It's going to be some job clearing them away.
The first problem is to get a crew to work sealing up those holes in the dome.
Commander, this is Robbie.
Yes, Robbie?
More trouble. I just got word that there's a plague of those beetles on moon number 3. They've attacked the small atmosphere shell over the research station. That could disrupt the entire interplanetary communications system, to say nothing of ruining all space flight aid stations.
Hey, we'd better get out there with the ultrasonic generator.
It wouldn't work on that moon, Happy. There's no atmosphere to transmit the high-frequency sound of the insects. They've got to be brought under control.
Smoking rockets.
Well, there are 100 men on that station. They can't even be evacuated because they can't open the space locks.
What's wrong with the power unit?
Communications picked up automatic signals that indicate a relay didn't work. If somebody could get there, get inside the power unit shell, and flip that switch, the research station would have power restored.
But how about the insects?
Doctor, the new Delta Ray, would that destroy the insects?
Yes, but it has to be focused so that the rays wouldn't penetrate the shell, or it would destroy the man inside, too.
Is there a Delta Ray here in Shargon?
No, the nearest one is in Jupiter City.
Robbie, you blast off from moon number 3 and get that power on. Happy and I'll go to Jupiter City for the Delta Ray and join you on the moon at the research station. There's the research station, Happy. We'll cut our speed and circle.
I'll get the Delta Ray ready.
Now, don't turn it on till I give you the word. Got to be sure of our focusing range.
Yes, sir. Wow, look at that dome. Just like the one at Shargon. Covered with beetles.
Well, there's Robbie's ship near the dome.
Wonder if the Major's got the power on yet.
I don't think so, or we'd be hearing from him.
Just look at those insects all around the station.
At least they aren't attacking the power unit, Bill.
Major Robertson calling Commander Corey aboard Terra 5. Major Robertson calling Commander Corey.
Corey here. Where are you, Robbie?
In a pretty tight spot, Commander. You get the Delta Ray?
What's the trouble?
I was in my spacesuit walking toward the power unit shell when these confounded beetles attacked me. Rolled all over me. Trying to beat them off, I fell into a crevice near the power shell and I'm wedged in.
We'll land and pull you out.
I don't want to rush you, but these insects are eating my spacesuit. I managed to brush them off some plastic face piece, but they're all over me. Any minute now, they're going to puncture the suit.
We'll set the ship down right away. Happy, get out our spacesuits and some rope.
There he is, Commander. He's really wedged in. Look at those beetles. There are hundreds of them down in the crevice and all over him. Robbie, can you read me? Yes, sir. They're going to drop you a rope. Grab it. Go ahead, Hap. Catch, Major. All right, hang on. We'll pull you up. Hey, it slipped out of his hand. Robbie, can't you hang on? I haven't got any strength. Are you hurt? It's my leg. I'm beginning to feel pain. Losing air. But this is no time to pass out. That suit is punctured. You're finished. Robbie. Robbie. Commander, I'd better go down there and tie the rope around him. No, you might get caught, too. I'll go down. Commander, you could pull the Major and me out, but, well, I'm not sure I could pull both of you up. No, Happy, it's too dangerous. Please, sir, let me go. It's the only way to save Major Robertson. And don't forget the men in the station. You may be right. Here, take the rope. I'll lead you down. Yes, sir. Well, lower away. Now, hang on, Happy. That's it. A couple more feet, sir. Okay, hold it. I'm looping the rope around the Major's arm. Help me if you can, Major. All right, Happy. You ready, Hap? Just a minute, sir. I want to brush off some of these beetles. One of them burrowed in nearly through my suit. Okay, pull. Now hang on to Robbie. He's wedged in pretty tight. Oh, my leg. He's loose now, Commander. Pull us up. Okay. Commander, your face piece. There are beetles swarming all over it. I can't brush them off now. But they'll eat through the plastic. I can't let go of the rope till you and Robbie are out of there. We're nearly to the top. That does it. Better take the Major, sir. He's in pretty bad shape. All right, Hap. Clean off your face piece. A beetle is half buried in it. They're all over you. Yeah, I know. They're all over you, too, sir. Let's get to the ship quickly. We'll peel out of these spacesuits in the airlock and then turn the Delta Ray on the research station shell. I guess we'll have to carry the Major, sir. All right, Happy. Come on. You've got to hurry.
The Delta Ray is focused, Happy. Give it another charge.
Hey, it's working. The beetles are dropping off the shell like flies.
Well, this ray works better than the ultrasonic generator. See that, Robbie?
Yeah, really shoveling them up. How's your leg? A little better. Good.
As we wipe out the beetles, we'll land and turn the power unit on.
Hey, if we can clean this up and blast off for Terra pretty soon, we'll be able to get the Major back for the Interplanetary Award ceremony.
Funny, I almost forgot.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Go on up, Major. The commander's ready to give you the medal.
Quiet, Happy. The commander's going to speak.
Fellow citizens of the United Planets, it's my privilege and honor, as last year's recipient of the Interplanetary Award, to present this symbol of courage and service to the current winner. It's a special source of pride to me because the award goes to a member of my own space patrol.
Major, the commander's looking this way. He wants you to go up.
The choice this year was a difficult one for the committee, and the person chosen by them has declined the honor.
But, Major,
Quiet, Hap. The commander's speaking.
Yes, the selected candidate, Major Robertson, Security Chief of the Space Patrol, feels that the Interplanetary Award should go to the man who risked his own life to save another, and thereby help save the lives of 100 men.
So, in a special session, the committee accepted the major's suggestion, and I shall now present the Interplanetary Award to a member of the Corps of Cadets, Cadet Happy.
Huh? Me? But
Go on, Happy. Get up there. Hey, Happy. Hap! Ladies and gentlemen, I'll have to ask Major Robertson to accept the award for Cadet Happy. It seems the courageous winner of the Interplanetary Award has just fainted.
An exciting preview of next week's thrilling Space Patrol adventure in just a moment. But first, gang, here it is. Here's the only way to get a pair of Space Patrol space binoculars. Now, all you do is... Here's a radio ray from Terra.
Boys and girls, this is your commander, and I have a message for you that's so important, I've interrupted Dick Tupel. Here's my message. Today is positively the last time we can offer you a pair of official space binoculars. This is the greatest offer we've ever made, and it's one item I feel that every one of you should have. All those thousands and thousands of boys and girls now have their space binoculars. I know for a fact that many of you have still not sent in. So don't wait. This is important and vital. Send in today for your Space Patrol space binoculars. This is absolutely the last time we can make this sensational offer. Hurry out.
Thank you, Commander. And boys and girls, remember this. These are not flimsy goggles. They're real, full-size, full-field, 4-power binoculars made of long-lasting plastic. Real, full-size, full-field, 4-power binoculars that make everything in the distance look bigger, closer, clearer. The revolutionary new binoculars you wear on your head. Thrills and fun galore. You can identify buildings way off in the distance, spot planes, study birds, watch far-off traffic, read distant signs, and do lots and lots of other things with your space binoculars all year long. Now, to get a pair, buy a box of Instant Ralston. Then, with your name and address, send 25 cents in coin and an Instant Ralston box top to Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. If you don't agree your binoculars are tops, return them and we'll return your money. That's Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. And now, an exciting preview of next week's thrilling Space Patrol adventure. Buzz and Happy have just left Terra 5 to enter a damaged spaceship far out beyond the Pluto orbit. They've entered the wrecked ship in their spacesuits to rescue 2 unconscious men. Around the ships, huge chunks of metal hurtle through space on an unknown orbit.
We'll have to carry them, Happy. You take this one, I'll handle the big fellow. Yes, sir. Hey, Commander, the ships are swerving right into that stream of metal fragments. I thought I set the controls to keep pace with them. Aha! Those fragments aren't going in a straight line. They're in a swirling motion like a whirlpool. Hey, Commander! They're battering the ship to pieces. They're breaking us up. We gotta get these men inside, quickly. Before the fragments puncture the ship, or we're finished, all of us.
Be sure to be with us next Saturday for the exciting story, The Strange Gift of the New Star, when wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston again bring you Space Patrol! High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Visions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol! Space Patrol, an original Mike Moser production starring Ed Kemmer as Commander Corey and Lynn Osborne as Cadet Happy, was written by Lou Houston and directed by Larry Robertson. Other players were Ken Mayer and Bela Kovac. Dick Tufeld speaking. Now, don't forget to tune in next Saturday and every Saturday when wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston again present the new exciting Space Patrol! Be sure to see another exciting Space Patrol program on your local ABC TV station. Consult your paper for time and channel. Space Patrol comes to you transcribed from Hollywood. This is ABC Radio Network.
I say, Wilcox, you're keeping me in suspense.
No, but not for long, Remingchester, old man. I'll tell you here and now, you just can't find anything, man, beast, or battery, to beat the liquid reserve of a genuine Autolite Stay Full battery.
That's a powerful statement, Wilcox.
That's a powerful battery, Remingchester. Needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use.
Extraordinary. Well, I must be on my way if I'm to find a more capacious camel. After all, life is short.
Not the life of the Autolite Stay Full battery. With fiberglass retaining mats at every positive plate, Autolite Stay Full batteries give 70% longer average life than batteries without the Stay Full features. That's based on recent tests conducted according to SAE life cycle standards. See your Autolite dealer soon, friends, because you're always right with Autolite.
Our next broadcast was an American media franchise created by Robert Arthur and David Kogan. The radio anthology series debuted in 1943 and ran until 1952. The concept was later adapted to magazine and comic book format. We present to you The Mysterious Traveler, right here on HOJO Radio.
The Mysterious Traveler.
This is the Mysterious Traveler, inviting you to join me on another journey into the realm of the strange and the terrifying. I hope you will enjoy the trip, and it will thrill you a little and chill you a little. So settle back, get a good grip on your nerves, and be comfortable. If you can. Where are we going? Well, we're going to join Walter Cabot as he takes a little excursion into crime. I call the story Murder Goes Free. Late one foggy evening several years ago, as I was walking along one of the main streets of a large city, I was stopped by an elderly man who seemed unusually agitated.
Pardon me, sir. May I speak with you for a moment?
Of course. Here, perhaps this will help.
Oh, please. It isn't money I want. I just want someone to listen to me. No one is interested in seeing justice done. No one.
Well, I should be glad to hear what you have to say.
You will listen to my story?
Yes.
I want to confess something that's on my conscience. I've confessed 100 times, no, 1,000 times. Yet no one will believe me. You must help me make them believe. It all began that day in my office, when Martin, my son, came in to see me.
Hello, Dad. How are you?
Oh, Martin, I'm glad you're here. I want to talk to you.
Oh? Sounds as if I've done something you don't approve of, Dad.
Did you read the gossip column in this morning's Daily Ledger?
Oh, that.
Why haven't you told me about this woman, Diana Winters?
Well, I'm sorry, Dad. I just didn't think it was important.
You've always told me about your other friends. Are you ashamed of Diana Winters?
No, of course not. Why should I be?
Martin, you know as well as I do that her reputation is, well, spectacular, to put it kindly.
Those stories about her all lies.
I'm not taken in by gossip, Martin. I happen to know that this Winters woman is just plain no good.
Dad, I won't have you talking about her like that.
Martin, you don't love this woman, do you?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Martin, you must give her up.
Dad, I'm old enough to make my own decision.
Can't you see what she's doing to you? She's just a predatory gold-digging...
Stop talking about her like that.
All right, son. That's the way you feel about it. You'd better go.
All right. Goodbye, Dad.
Oh, Martin. My son. Oh, perhaps that's... Come in. Oh, it's you, Norman.
Hello, Walter. What's the matter with Martin? Just past him in the reception room. He appeared to be quite upset.
We've had a quarrel.
Oh?
It's the first one we've ever had.
Was it about that bit of gossip in this morning's Daily Ledger?
Yes. Imagine Martin's name linked with that of a...
Martin will be all right. He'll get over it.
No, he won't. I can't stand by and watch him ruin his life. I've got to do something.
I wouldn't if I were you, Walter. You've got to let Martin make his own decisions. He's no child.
Oh, you're a fool, Norman. You expect me to watch the only person who means anything to me get hurt?
No, I suppose you won't. What are you going to do?
I'm going to have a talk with that woman, Diana Winters.
Hello.
Oh, good evening. Are you Miss Winters?
Yes. Won't you come in?
Thank you.
My name is Walter Cabot.
Oh, Walter Cabot. I see.
And I have a word in private with you.
Really, I have guessed,
It
Mr. Cabot.
will only take a few minutes.
Well, all right. Come this way.
Thank you.
No, no bother us in here.
I hardly know how to begin, Miss Winters.
And let's be frank, Mr. Cabot, and save ourselves time. You've come here to ask me to give up your son, haven't you?
Yes.
Well, then you may as well know that you're wasting your time. I love Martin, and I won't give him up.
I know better. Since we're being so frank, I'll get to the point. How much do you want to let Martin go?
Are you insinuating that I
now,
just want...
come, Miss Winters. There's no need to put on an act for me. How much?
Really, Mr. Cabot, you know, you're far more interesting than your son. Shall we say, 100,000?
100,000?
Yes, 100,000. If you love your son, surely he's worth it.
I haven't anything like that amount of money.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Do you believe for a moment that Martin has any money?
Oh, no. But he will inherit $250,000 from his mother's estate in a few months.
Oh, so you know about that?
Hmm.
Yes, of course. What other reason would you have for leading Martin on?
None that I can think of.
What if I were to tell Martin of our conversation?
He wouldn't believe you.
You can't do this to him.
I'm afraid I must be getting back to my guest, Mr. Cabot.
Now, wait, please. Please listen to me. Martin is everything I have. If I had the money, I'd gladly give it to you. But I haven't it.
Oh, sorry.
Women like you don't deserve to live.
Please leave at once.
If you don't give Martin up, I'll kill you.
Oh, get out, do you hear? I'll have my friend throw you out.
I'm warning you. Stay away from Martin, or I'll kill you. Come in.
Dad, Diana told me you tried to bribe her to give me up. Is that true?
Yes, Martin, it is.
You did that after I told you I loved her?
Yes, because I know she doesn't love you.
And why weren't you able to buy her off?
Because she wanted $100,000.
You're lying. She never asked you for 1 cent.
Have you ever known me to lie to you?
Dad, I told you I was fully capable of making my own decisions, and I meant it. An hour ago, I asked Diana to marry me, and she accepted.
You're going to marry her?
Yes, just a few days.
So you're going to ruin your life for a cheap gold digger?
Dad, I told you not to speak about her like that. If you feel differently, Diane and I will be happy to see you. Get out.
Get out, do you hear?
All right, I will.
After all these years, and everything I've tried to do for him.
Well, Walter, were you able to do anything?
No. I'm not going to let him ruin his life, do you hear?
But what can you do?
If there's no bride, there can be no wedding.
If there's no bride? Walter, you don't mean you...
Why not? You think of anyone who deserves less to live?
You're mad.
For years, my hobby has been the study of famous murders. I've studied hundreds of cases closely. In each case, I was able to pick out the flaw that prevented it from being a perfect crime. And then one day, I began to work out a perfect crime for myself.
Walter, what are you saying?
I was merely doing it for fun, just as some men do crossword puzzles. But, Norman, I did hit upon a way to commit a perfect murder. And now I have a motive.
You must stop talking like that, Walter. There's no such thing as a perfect crime.
You're wrong, Norman. And I'm going to prove it.
Walter, can't you see that what you want to do is insane? It's far better that Martin marry that woman than for you to become a murderer.
No. If Martin were to marry that woman, it would be the end for both of us. At least this way I can be certain that his life won't be ruined. And that's all that counts. As for the police, Norman, they'll never catch me. Never.
Pardon me, sir. Can you tell me the name of this horrible place?
There ain't nothing horrible about Valley Springs, stranger. 1,242 people think it's Mighty Pine Village.
I've never seen an uglier place. What do people live here for?
Been drinking, haven't you? Well, I'm warning you, mister. You'd better stop insulting this village, or I'll run you in. I'm the village council.
Oh, so you're gonna get rough, eh? Well, take this.
Hey, yes, I'll learn you to push the law around. You're under arrest for drunkenness and disorderly conduct. You and me are going to see George Hutchins, Justice of the Peace. And after insulting our village half a dozen times, Your Honor, he attempted to attack me. And that's when I arrested him.
Did right, Pete. What you got to say to the charges, Mr.
What's your name?
I'm not gonna tell it.
He sure had a jug full, Your Honor. Charge is drunkenness, disorderly conduct. How do you plead, stranger?
Gilly, Your Honor, Gilly.
Yeah. Well, stranger, seeing you admit your guilt, I'll only fine you $20.
Well, if I don't want to pay?
Well, I'm afraid in that case you just spend the night in cash.
I won't be intimidated. I'm not gonna pay my fine, and you can't make me.
Oh, dear. Pete, looks like you'll have to lock 'em up tonight. Take 'em away. Well, stranger, now you can see what the inside of our jail looks like.
Good.
It still ain't too late to pay your fine. Don't you want to pay it and sleep in a nice, soft bed?
No, I like it here. Which of the two cells is mine?
Well, you take the one on the right, and I'll sleep in the other. I got to guard you. Go ahead, get in so I can lock the door.
Just as you say, Constable.
Now, I don't want to hear anything out here till morning. I'll have enough trouble sleeping in here without you bothering me.
I'll be so quiet, Constable, you won't even know I'm here. We dream. So far, everything is working out perfectly. Where did I hide that skeleton key? Oh, yes, here it is. Mustn't wake up the constable or it'll spoil everything. Easy now, easy. There, it's unlocked. I knew this old place would be perfect for my plan. Now, if only the door doesn't creak as I open it. Softly, softly. Oh, he's waking up. He's going back to sleep. There, I'm out. Now to get to the car and drive to the city for the most important part of the plan.
Who's there? Who's there?
Perhaps if I turn on the lights, Miss Winters.
You.
Yes, Martin's father.
What do you mean by breaking into my apartment? What do you want?
What do I want? You remember what I said to you the other night?
Oh, what you said? Oh, no,
And I'll refresh your memory. I said I'd kill you if you didn't give Martin up.
You wouldn't dare.
Oh, but I would.
Oh, my friend said you threatened me. You get the chair.
I don't think I will, Miss Winters.
Why are you looking at me like that? You're just trying to frighten me, aren't you?
I tried to reason with you, but you wouldn't listen. You should have.
No, you can't kill me. Stay away from me. Stay away from me, you hear?
It's no use trying the door. I locked it when I came in, and I have the key.
Please. Please listen to me. I'll do anything you want. I'll give Martin up. I'll go away.
You had your chance. You wouldn't take it.
No. I'll keep away. Don't touch me. I'm free!
There. I'll just turn her wristwatch back to 12 and stop it. The exact time I was being arrested in Valley Spring, and my son is free. Free! Hey, Constable! Constable, wake up, wake up! I want another drink. Wake up, will you? Wake up.
What's all this noise about? Oh, my back. Hey, what's the idea waking me up, boy? It ain't even dawn yet.
I want another drink, and I'll take it straight.
Oh, go to sleep, you hear? It's 4 o'clock, and you ain't getting out of here till late in the morning. You got 4 hours yet. Now, I don't want to hear any more out of you. Oh.
Just as you say, Constable. Anything to oblige a gentleman. 4 hours more.
to me at 4 o'clock in the morning in my cell, and that I was very drunk. Oh, the perfect crime. Everything's worked out exactly as I planned. The police will never be able to prove a thing. In a few months, the murder will just be a thing of the past. And Martin and I will once more be as close as ever. Come in? Oh, hello, Kelly. Well, how's the DA's office this morning?
Well, so I finally caught up with you.
My partner told me a few minutes ago that you've been looking for me.
Looking
What's on
for
your
you? That's putting it mildly. There's been a 5-state alarm out for you for the past 24 hours.
What?
Where have you been the last few days?
I've been vacationing at a small resort 100 miles upstate.
Kind of sudden vacation, wasn't it?
What?
Even your partner didn't know where you were.
Well, I went there on the spur of the moment.
Oh, you did, huh?
Yes.
And where were you on the night of the 22nd? The night Diana Winters was murdered.
Say, I read about that, Kelly. That's rather an unusual...
Stop stalling. Where were you?
Frankly, Kelly, I don't recall where I was that night. I'm afraid I was a little drunk.
You're going to have to do better than that for the DA.
Oh? Well, I'm afraid I won't be able to. I really can't remember where I was that night.
Cabot, I think you're going to wind up in a place you're not going to like. In the chair. Get your hat. We're going down to headquarters.
That sounds serious. Well, look, do you mind if I speak to my partner and explain matters to him?
That won't be necessary. You'll be able to read all about it in the papers. And believe me, it isn't going to make pleasant reading.
A dozen witnesses have testified that the defendant, Walter Cabot, threatened to kill Diana Winters. And how has the defense replied to the charges of the state? It hasn't. Can we accept the flimsy story of the defendant? That he was drunk the night of the murder and hasn't any recollection of his actions? Perhaps Walter Cabot doesn't know where he was that night, but I do. He was in the apartment of Diana Winters, where he cold-bloodedly strangled her as he vowed to do before a dozen witnesses. There is only one verdict you can render. Guilty of murder in the first degree. The state rests, Your Honor.
Since you've insisted on defending yourself, are you ready for the defense's summation, Mr. Cabot? Your Honor, I've often observed the strange twists of fate by which a man is saved or condemned. My inability to recall any of my actions on the night of the 22nd left me without a defense. Yesterday, frankly, I regarded my case as being hopeless. Today, however, through a twist of fate, I have received a new lease on life. I'm now prepared to prove my whereabouts on the night in question. I should like to call upon a witness for the defense. You have the court's permission. Thank you, Your Honor. I wish to call Peter Wilk to the stand. Peter Wilk to the stand.
Here I am.
Raise your right hand, please. You solemnly swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
State your name and occupation, please.
Peter Wilk. I'm constable for the village of Valley Springs.
Mr. Wilk, will you tell the jury exactly what you told me this morning?
Well, yesterday, George Hutchins, he's our justice of the peace, and myself were looking at a city newspaper. And in it we see a picture of a man, Mr. Cabot, right on the front page. It says he's being tried for a murder committed on the night of January 22nd. Well, George and me recognizes him right away as the fellow we locked up in our jail that night on a drunken and disorderly charge.
Extra, get your reading and papers. Walter Cabot acquitted. Read all about it. Read all about
Martin.
Hello, Dad.
How are you, son? Oh, it's good to see you again after all these months.
Oh, Dad, can you ever forgive me for having run away when you needed me?
Forgive you? There's nothing to forgive, son.
Dad, I know now how right you were about Diana.
Oh, you don't know how happy it makes me to hear you say that, son. I've been through a great deal lately, but it doesn't matter. now that I have you back.
Oh, Dad, I'm glad to be back. I promise you I'll never let you down again.
Oh, hello, Kelly. Come in, have a seat. Been quite some time since I've seen you.
Yes.
Last time you were here, you put the cuffs on me for the Winters murder.
Well, mistakes will happen.
Anything on your mind, Kelly?
No, nothing special. Just friendly call.
Oh. Well, thanks for dropping in, Kelly.
Oh, by the way, have you seen the latest edition?
I know. Anything of interest happen?
Yeah, you might find it interesting. It could mean a client for you.
Oh, really? What's happened?
Well, here's the late paper. Read it for yourself.
Oh, thanks. New suspect held for Winters' murder. Oh, no. Oh, it can't be.
Why not? If you didn't kill Diana Winters, someone did. And we've got that someone down at headquarters.
But you must be mistaken. What evidence have you got?
Evidence?
Yes.
Oh, well, we can prove the guy we've got was at Diana Winters' apartment that night.
What's that?
But he was seen leaving just after midnight, after a whale of a quarrel with her.
Quarrel? What about?
Oh, usual thing. We both know what Diana was. Two-timing gold digger.
Yes, of course.
She had plenty other boyfriends than your son. Only none of them knew about the others. But
yes,
that night, the guy who killed her found out a few things about her and bumped her off.
No. I don't believe it.
I told you he left right after midnight, didn't I?
That's right.
Well, her watch was found on the floor where she dropped it during that fatal struggle. Stopped just at 12. And that watch is going to hang the guy. We may have been wrong in your case, but this time we have the right man, and we'll make it stick, even though the evidence is circumstantial. Well, I'd better be running along. Good night.
Good night.
Keep the paper. You might want to read the whole story.
New suspect held for Winters' murder. District Attorney uncovers apparently conclusive evidence of guilt. That can't be. I had it planned perfectly so that no one could be held for it.
There's no such thing as a perfect crime, Walter. The murderer always overlooks something.
No such thing as the perfect crime. Murderer always overlooks something. Norman said that. But I knew better. And now an innocent man has been arrested for my crime. Whoever he is, he's innocent. I must save him. Yes. I can't let him die.
Gentlemen of the jury, you have reached a verdict. You have found the defendant guilty of murder in the first degree. Silence in the courtroom.
No, it can't be. You're wrong.
Silence in the courtroom. I'll have it cleared. Mr. Cabot, you'll kindly refrain from such outbursts.
But, Your Honor, I protest. The evidence submitted by the state was purely circumstantial. There was no real...
May I remind Mr. Cabot that this case may be appealed. Your oratory is quite uncalled for.
But the prisoner is innocent, Your Honor. You haven't any right to...
Another such outburst, Mr. Cabot, and I'll hold you for contempt of court.
Your Honor, the defendant was convicted on purely circumstantial evidence. But I have positive proof of his innocence.
Why did you wait until after the jury rendered a verdict to make this statement?
I hoped, Your Honor, that the defendant would be acquitted and I wouldn't have to reveal my proof of his innocence, but I would like to do so now.
Yeah, this is highly irregular, Mr. Cabot. But since the jury has already rendered its verdict and cannot be influenced, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. I know for a certainty that the defendant is not guilty of the murder of Diana Winters. For it was I who committed the crime.
In the courtroom. Mr. Cabot, you say you confessed the murder of Diana Winters?
Yes, Your Honor. I and I alone am responsible for her death. You must believe me.
Mr. Cabot, only 3 months ago you were acquitted of the murder of Diana Winters. You well know that a man may be tried only once for a crime. This confession now can do you no harm. The court sees your confession as being motivated only by your desire to see the defendant go free.
No, Your Honor, that isn't true.
I did murder Diana Winters. Then I broke her watch, and I set it back to 12 o'clock. You must believe me, you must.
Bailiff, have Mr. Cabot escorted from this courtroom. Prisoner will remain in your cell.
No, wait, Your Honor. Listen to me. He isn't guilty. I am. I'm the one Since that day in court, I've confessed 1,000 times, and yet no one will believe me. No one. But you, sir, you will help me, won't you? We can't let an innocent man die for a murder I committed.
No, of course not, but I hardly see how
Every minute that passes brings him closer to the end. We must save him. We must. If you only help
Hello,
me.
Cabot.
Oh, Kelly, I was just telling this gentleman here my story. We can't let an innocent man go to the electric chair. Kelly, you're a smart man. You believe I murdered Diana Winters, don't you?
Yes, I do.
You do? Then you'll help me save him?
People wouldn't believe me any more than they do you.
But they would, Kelly, they would.
Why should they believe your story? You can't be tried again for the murder of Diana Winters. And what man in your position wouldn't confess to save his own son?
But he's innocent, Kelly. Martin, my son is innocent. He was convicted only because he was near her apartment that night. And now there's so little time to do anything. The execution is set for midnight, and it's already... It's 12 already. No.
I'm sorry, Cabot. May his soul rest in peace.
My son.
This is the mysterious traveler again. Did you enjoy our little trip? Too bad about poor Walter Cabot, wasn't it? Such a brilliant man. But his own intrigue sent the one person he loved to the electric chair. As the city hall clock tolled midnight, Walter Cabot must have heard his partner's warning. There is no such thing as the perfect crime. The murderer always overlooks something. So, if by any chance you're contemplating murder, I suggest that you stop and think it over. First you'll find to your sorrow that you... Oh, you're getting off here. I'm sorry. But perhaps we'll meet again soon.
You have just heard Chapter 67, the final chapter of this series of The Mysterious Traveler, Tales of the Strange and Terrifying. In tonight's story, Murder Goes Free, Ed Latimer played Walter Cabot, Tony Barrett played Martin, and Irene Winston played Diana. The Mysterious Traveler is written by Bob Arthur and David Cogan, and original music is played by Henry Silverne. The entire production is under the direction of Jock McGregor. The Mysterious Traveler is presented from our New York studios. This concludes the present series of The Mysterious Traveler. Next Saturday evening at 9:30 Eastern Wartime over most of these stations, Mutual will present a new program, radio's first nationwide audience participation mystery series. It's called Calling All Detectives. We invite you to be with us for Calling All Detectives next Saturday night at 9:30 Eastern Wartime. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
I'd like to say a few words about health. Over 50% of all family colds can be traced to uneven heat or overheating in the home. So protect your family's health by burning blue coal, America's finest anthracite. Then you will be sure of steady, lasting, healthful heat at less cost. The next time you order fuel, ask for blue coal by name. You don't have to get a full supply. Your nearest blue coal dealer will be glad to send you a trial ton. Phone him tomorrow.
Stay tuned to HOJO Radio.
Mysterious Traveler.
This is the Mysterious Traveler, inviting you to join me on another journey into the realm of the strange and the terrifying. I hope you will enjoy the trip, and it will thrill you a little and chill you a little. So settle back and get a good grip on your nerves, if you can. Where are we going? Why, we're going to pay a visit to the home of Albert and Louise Jordan. As nice a couple as you'd hope to meet. In a story I call Death is the Visitor. My story begins in the Jordan home late on a hot summer night. Albert Jordan is asleep and is having a nightmare about his mother-in-law.
Oh, no. You can't pull the wool over my eyes, Albert Jordan. I'm on to your ways. Think that my only child was foolish enough to elope with you. But you made her do it, Albert. You made her. No.
She wanted
As long as I'm alive, she'll be protected from you. Albert, are you listening?
Leave me alone. Please.
Darling, wake up.
What is it?
You were having a nightmare, dear. You don't want to wake Mother up. She needs a good night's sleep for a trip tomorrow.
Oh, yes, the trip. I wish it was tomorrow already. She was gone.
Are you sure you have everything, Mother?
Yes, Louise. Everything I need for my trip home is in this handbag. Oh, now don't forget to ship my trunk.
I've already notified the expressman, Mother. He'll be here to pick it up this morning.
Thank you, dear.
Well, it's almost 9 o'clock, Mother. You'll miss your train.
I've never missed a train in my life. You needn't be so anxious to get rid of me, Albert.
Not really, Mother. I didn't mean...
Oh, Louise, darling, I do hate leaving you alone like this.
But, Mother, I'm not alone. I have Albert.
Well, I don't mind saying it right to his face. I don't trust him, Louise, and I never will. I'm really wrong about people, you know that.
Now, see here, Mother. I've had about enough. Louise and I get along perfectly well when you're not here.
See, Louise, what a temper he has. Do you want me to stay, darling?
Really, Mother, I'm very happy with Albert.
Oh, well, very well, then I'll go. But you'd better be good to her, Albert.
Yes, Mother. I will.
Well, goodbye. And don't forget, Louise, Mother'll be back if you need her.
Yes, Mother. Bye.
Louise, if your mother pays us just one more visit, I'll leave this house for good.
Albert, what are you saying?
In the past year, she spent 8 months with us. She has her clothes here, a key to the house. Why, she's even listed in the phone book under our number. I tell you, I won't be responsible for what happens if she doesn't stay away.
I'll write to her, Albert, and try to explain. Really, I will.
Make her understand that we have our own lives to lead. You know, now that she's gone, I feel like a new man. I can breathe in my own house.
Oh, Albert, you won't forget to put the tags on Mother's trunk, will you? The expressman will be here for it soon.
No, dear. Shipping your mother's trunk to her will be one thing I certainly won't forget. Let me see. This is Hortense Murdoch, 125 River Road, Ferndale, Pennsylvania.
That won't be necessary, Albert. My trunk can remain here.
Mother, but you went to catch your train.
I know I did, but I changed my mind about going. I won't leave my little girl alone. Why are you looking so startled, Albert? Are you hiding something from me?
No. No, of course not.
Where's Louise?
She went downtown an hour ago.
She should be home soon. I'm sure at least she'll be glad to see me. Oh, you haven't locked my trunk yet. That's good.
So you've come back. Again.
You've always wanted to get rid of me, Albert. Keep me away from my only child, but I refuse to give her up. Yes, I've come back, Albert, and I'm staying for good. Frankly, I don't trust you.
You don't trust me?
No. I don't even know your background. For all I know, you may have criminal tendencies.
There's a certain amount of the criminal in all of us. Most people can control their worst instincts.
and some can't.
Exactly. And I'm here to see to it that no one harms Louise.
But, Mother, who's going to look out for you?
Albert, why are you looking so queerly at me? Are you sick?
Yes, Mother, I'm sick. Sick of the sight of you.
Albert, stop looking at me that way. Why, you seem like a different person.
I am, Mother. You've made me different, and now you must take the consequences.
Albert, stay away from me. Don't you dare come near me.
So you would keep coming back, Mother. Well, you came back just once too often.
No, Albert. Don't touch me. Albert,
You should have taken that train, Mother. But at least now, I know you won't be coming back ever again. I didn't want to kill you, but you made me. Oh, but now I've got to get rid of you or they'll catch me. The trunk. Yes, it's large enough. Even in death, you're a problem, Mother. But you won't be for long. There. Now I'll have to get rid of the trunk. Somehow. I'll think of a way.
Albert, are you home?
Louise, the trunk. I've got to close it.
Is that you, Albert?
Yes, dear. Yes.
Oh, I see you're locking the trunk.
Yes, I was just getting it ready for the expressman.
He should be here by now. Albert, is anything wrong?
Anything wrong? What do you mean, Louise?
I don't know. Your face is so flushed.
Oh, it's just a little warm in here, that's all.
Oh, we forgot to pack Mother's robe. Look. Oh, you'll have to open the trunk again, Albert.
No, I mean, the trunk's full already. You wouldn't be able to get anything else into it.
Why, nonsense. When Mother and I packed it, it was only half full. Oh, please open it.
But it's locked and we haven't got the keys.
Oh, yes, that's right. Mother has them. Well, we'll just have to mail the robe to her. Oh, I'll answer the door. It must be the expressman. Make sure the tags are on it, dear.
The tags. Oh, you can't go to her home. Oh, if I only had time to think. Wait, yes, that's the only thing to do.
Oh, come this way, please. You'll find the trunk in this room. Here it is. Are you finished, Albert?
Yes, it's all ready to go.
Okay. Well, I'll make a racket of it. Now, let me see. It's being shipped to...
Perhaps you'd better load it on the truck first.
It's easier this way, mister. You're shipping it to Mr. William Smith, 345 Wood Street, Las Vegas?
Well, that isn't the right address.
Then, what is it on this shipping tag, lady?
Oh, well, that must be one of my customers. I must have been thinking of someone else when I wrote it out.
Yeah, but what's the right address?
Oh, it's Mrs. Hortense Murdoch, 125 River Road, Ferrydale, Pennsylvania. That's right, isn't it, dear?
Yes.
Okay, I know your name and address. I'll put the right tags on later. That's mighty heavy.
Oh, please be careful with it.
Don't worry, lady. I'll get there safe and sound.
Albert, did you get the mail just now?
Yes, dear.
Is there a letter from Mother yet?
No, just a few bills.
I'm really worried. It's a week now and no word from her.
But you mustn't worry, Louise. I'm sure she's all right.
Why, Albert, you're even worried yourself about her. You look so upset.
Oh, I'll answer.
I'll come with you. Maybe it's a special delivery from Mother.
Yes?
Hey, good morning. I got a trunk here for you folks.
What? It's Mother's trunk.
Yes.
You always wanted to get rid of me, Albert. But I've come back, Albert, and I'm staying for good.
Bring it in, won't you, please?
Okay, lady. There you are.
But I don't understand. Why should Mother send her trunk back to us?
Would you mind signing for it, Mr. Jordan?
What? Oh, yes. Here you are.
Thanks. Bye.
Albert, I can't understand why Mother shipped her trunk back to us, and without even writing a word about it. Can you figure it out?
What? Oh, no, I can't.
Well, I'm going to put an end to this guessing.
Louise, what are you going to do?
I'm calling Mother. Hello, operator. I want to put through a call to Ferrydale, Pennsylvania. The number is 223.
Why bother, Louise? I'm sure there's a letter on the way.
Oh, I've waited long enough for one. I'm sure there's something wrong. Oh, hello? Oh, hello, Sarah. This is Louise calling. Is my mother there? What? Are you sure? Oh, and that's why you shipped the trunk back. No, thank you, Sarah. Albert, Sarah says that Mother never arrived home. She sent a postcard saying not to expect her just yet.
Was Sarah the one who shipped the trunk back?
Yes. She thought that Mother had decided to stay with us longer and would need her clothes. What? Albert, where can she be?
Oh, now, Louise, I'm sure she's all right.
All right, she's been missing a week. How could she be?
Well, perhaps she's staying with friends.
You know Mother hasn't any friends. We've got to do something. Albert, I'm going to call the police.
The police investigated, but they had no clues, so they didn't learn anything. And George got rid of the embarrassing trunk just as fast as he could. Telling Louise he was going to put it into storage, he took it to a trucking company to ship it as far away as it could go. It was the only thing he could think of to do.
All right, I got it straight, I guess, now. Mr. Richard Jones, 65 Ocean Avenue, Los Angeles. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. He's my brother.
Yeah, and your name is...
Martin Jones.
Yeah?
1635 Sherwood Road, Riverdale, New York.
Jones, Sherwood Road, Riverdale. All right, Mr. Jones, now let's see. That'll be $18.
Oh, well, here's 20. Keep the change.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Jones. Here's your receipt.
It'll go out right away.
There's a truck leaving tonight. Don't you worry. This trunk will get to Los Angeles all right.
That's fine. It'll be quite a load off my mind when it's gone.
A week passed, 2 weeks, 3, and poor Albert was breathing more easily again. Until one morning when something most unexpected happened.
Louise, darling.
Yes, Albert.
Oh, darling, I have a present for you. Some flowers. Just saw them and thought you'd like them.
Thank you, Albert. You're very thoughtful.
Louise, your mother's been missing more than a month now. You can't go on like this. You'll have a breakdown.
Oh, Albert, where can she be? Why can't the police find her?
Well, darling, if she hasn't been found in 5 weeks... Oh, excuse me, dear. I'll answer it.
Maybe it's news of Mother, Albert.
Good evening. I got a trunk here. I think belongs to you.
A trunk?
Yeah, that's right.
You always wanted to get rid of me, Albert. But I've come back, Albert. I've come back.
Do you recognize it? It's yours, isn't it?
Oh, no.
Huh? Well, ain't you the fella that shipped this trunk about a month ago? Didn't you give me a $2 tip?
I'm afraid you have me confused with someone else. Don't you know where the trunk goes?
Well, no. You see, it's come all the way back from California. It seems there wasn't no such address where this was shipped to.
Surely it had a return address.
Yeah, but the trunk got wet. The return address kind of washed off, so it came back to the office where it was shipped from.
Oh, but what makes you think it belongs here?
Well, you see, I kind of did a little detective work. The initials stamped on the trunk are HGM. Well, I looked it up in the phone book, and the only person in town with those initials lives here.
I'm sorry, but it certainly isn't my trunk.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to trouble you. I'd have sworn you was the guy that gave me that $2 tip.
Where will you take the trunk now?
Oh, it'll be put to the unclaimed baggage, and then in a few months it'll be auctioned off.
Auctioned off?
Yeah. You'd be surprised what you sometimes find in them, just like a grab bag game. Well, sorry to trouble you.
Oh, wait a minute.
Huh?
What did you say those initials were?
HGM.
HGM. What? They're my mother-in-law's initials. Her name is Hortense G. Murdoch.
Well, sure. That was the only name in the book with those initials. That's why I came here.
Well, that was a very clever piece of detective work. Yes, of course it's her trunk. I don't know why I didn't recognize it.
Well, you know, trunks, they kind of look alike.
Yes, that's right. Well, bring it in.
Trunks are funny things, aren't they? You have something valuable in one, and just as likely as not it'll get lost. But put something you don't want in it, like a mother-in-law, and it'll come back every time. You can hardly blame Albert for being upset, especially since Louise wanted to open the trunk to look for possible clues. But Albert managed to get Louise out of the house then put the trunk onto the trunk rack of his car and started out. Several hours later, he was at the receiving platform of an all-night storage warehouse in New York.
Yes, mister? Can I help you?
Pardon me, but you store trunks here, don't you?
Yeah, sure. We store anything in here. You want to store that trunk you got there?
Oh, yes, please.
Okay, I'll make out a ticket. What's your name?
Williams. John Williams.
The address?
313 Maple Street.
Yeah, but what city, mister? What city?
Baltimore, Maryland.
Baltimore. Okay. Charge is $3 a month. How long you want to pay for?
Quite a while. I'll be leaving the country and...
Well, what is it? Anything wrong, mister?
Oh, dear. I only seem to have $6 with me.
Well, that'll pay for 2 months. Then we'll send you a bill.
No, that won't be necessary. I'll send you a money order in a few days. I may be out of the country for several years.
Okay. Leave the trunk there. I'll take care of it. And here's your receipt. Just put the number of it in your letter when you send the money.
I will. I won't forget. Good night.
Good night. Hey, Mr. Williams. He's gone. There's a receipt on the platform where he dropped it. The nervous type. Oh, well, I suppose they can forward it to him from Baltimore.
When Albert found he'd lost his receipt for the trunk, he was badly upset at first. That meant he couldn't send any money for future storage charges. But after all, there was no identification inside it, and he'd rubbed Mother's initials off the outside this time. So how could anyone trace it back to him? Especially since they'd be looking for him in Baltimore. So in a few weeks, Albert was himself again. Except for a nightmare once in a while.
After all, what do I know about you, Albert? You may have criminal tendencies, and I'm going to protect my daughter from you. Yes, I've come back, and you're not going to get rid of me. Do you hear me, Albert? I've come back to stay.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I can't.
Albert, wake up.
What is it, Louise?
You were moaning in your sleep, dear. You must have been having a nightmare.
Oh, yes, I was. But it's not important. It's just that midnight snack I had. Go back to sleep, darling.
But as the months passed, so did the nightmares. And finally Albert was his old cheerful self again.
Good evening, dear. How are you?
I'm all right, Albert.
Fine. Say, I bumped into George Horton and his wife while on the way home, and they asked us to come to the charity bazaar tonight.
That was very nice of them, Albert.
Well, why don't we go? There'll be an auction, a raffle, supper, dancing. It'll do you good.
I know, but somehow I don't feel like meeting people.
But you can't go on this way, Louise, cutting yourself off from the world.
I've been unfair to you, haven't I, Albert? Keeping you home night after night all these months.
Oh, why, darling, you know I've been perfectly happy. It's been so nice. Just the two of us.
You've been perfectly wonderful, Albert, and I'm afraid I've been acting very selfishly. All right, I'll go to that charity affair tonight.
Now, what have I bid for this beautiful antique lamp? Do I hear $1? Do I hear $1?
I'll bid $1.
Ah, there we have a lady with a real sense of beauty. Now, do I hear $2? Do I hear $2?
Well, good evening, George.
Well, hello, Albert. Hello, Louise.
Hello, George.
Say, I'm sure glad you two came. Missed you both a lot these past months.
Well, I hope you'll be seeing more of us. Hey, we've got quite a crowd here tonight.
Oh, yeah. We hope to raise quite a bit of money. Say, that auctioneer's a genius. Come on, let's get a little closer.
All right.
Now, that gentleman over there, the one with the superb eye for beauty, bids $5 for this lamp. Do I hear $5.50? Your last chance, ladies and gentlemen, going at $5 once, going twice. Sold to the gentleman in the tweed suit, and very fortunate he is.
That lamp couldn't have cost more than $3 when it was new. Well, now we come to the raffle.
The raffle?
Yeah, the raffle for a mystery prize donated by yours truly, George Horton.
Oh.
Better let me sell you a few tickets, Albert. They're only 50 cents each.
No, thanks, George. We just came to be sociable.
Better take a chance. No telling what you might win.
Now, next, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the feature of the evening. A raffle for a mystery prize, which I have hidden here beneath this canvas cover. Now, I'm going to lift this cover and show you a locked trunk. Now, take a good look at it.
Trunk. Oh, no. It can't be. It is. She's come back again.
Yes, Albert, I've come back. And I'm going to stay for good this time.
Oh, no.
Now, this is no ordinary trunk, ladies and gentlemen. It was donated by a gentleman who bought it for storage charges. Now, who knows what it contains? Perhaps the crown jewels of old Russia. Or better still, a case of scotch. Now, take a good look at it and try to guess.
Albert, you're so pale. Is there anything wrong?
No, of course not. George, where did you get this trunk?
Oh, that big storage place in New York. You know, on the east side. Somebody did keep up the storage charges on it, and all the notifications they mailed came back, so...
Yes, I see.
Now that you've seen all the prizes, and particularly seen this prize, ladies and gentlemen, I know you're going to want to buy not one, not two, but half a dozen chances each. What can be in it? Guessing is half the fun. Well, now we're all going to adjourn for supper, and immediately after supper, the big drawing will be held. So buy your chances now and win yourself a trunk full of surprise and pleasure.
Well, Albert, changed your mind about buying a chance or two?
Yes, George. Yes, I have. Now take all you've got.
Albert, I don't understand you. You bought every chance that was left on that trunk.
Louise, I know what I'm doing.
What on earth do you want with an old trunk that... looks a lot like Mother's trunk, doesn't it?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
But of course it does, Albert. It's the same make and color. It has the same dent there. But it couldn't be.
Of course not. The idea is absurd.
Darling, you're acting so strangely. You didn't eat any supper, and now
For heaven's sakes, Louise, will you stop nagging me?
I'm sorry, Albert.
Hello. Feeling pretty sure you're going to win it with all those tickets, huh, Albert?
I hope so.
I knew the mystery of it would get you. Say, I've even got a ticket on it myself. So you'll have some competition.
Oh, I'll win it. I've got to.
Well, I did my best. I picked out the heaviest trunk the place had for sale. So I don't want the winner to blame me if he doesn't like what he finds.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready for the feature of the evening, the drawing for the locked mystery trunk. Now, my assistant has put all the ticket stubs in the wire wheel, and so I spin it thus. Round and round it goes, and where it stops, nobody knows. Now, the stubs are thoroughly mixed, and I stop the wheel so that this lovely young lady may reach in and withdraw the number of the lucky winner. Now, will you open your eyes, please, and read the number that you have drawn?
Number 38.
Number 38. Number 38. Number 38 is the winner. Is the holder of number 38 here, please?
Yes, I have it. I've won. I've won.
Well, good for you, Albert.
Congratulations, sir. May I have your ticket, please, so that I may compare it with the stub that the young lady drew?
Yes, of course. Here it is.
Thank you. Now, I place the ticket and the stub together, and we...
What is it?
I'm very sorry. I'm afraid an error has occurred.
An error? What do you mean?
The young lady misread the winning number. It is number 33, not 38.
No, you're lying. I won. The trunk's mine.
Now, I'm sorry, but mistakes will happen. Ladies and gentlemen, I must make a correction. The winning number is 33. Is the holder of number 33 present?
Oh, yes. Well, that's my number. Well, hard luck, Albert, but I guess you don't win after all.
Now, may I have your ticket, please?
Sure, here.
Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the lucky winner, purely by chance, is the gentleman who donated the prize, Mr. George Horton. And congratulations to you, sir. And I hope you'll open the trunk now and let the rest of us know what we missed out on.
I certainly will.
No, he can't open it. You haven't got the key.
No, but I have a bunch here that I borrowed from a locksmith, and one of them's bound to work.
But you mustn't open it. George, I'll buy that trunk from you.
But I don't want to sell. Hey, I want to know what's in the trunk. That's where the fun comes in.
I'll give you $100. You can't refuse.
100? Well, if you want it that bad, all right.
I'll give you my check tomorrow.
Yeah, but there's one condition.
Condition?
Yeah, that you open the trunk here so we can all see what's in it.
Oh, no, I won't do it.
Well, then the deal's off. Sorry, Albert, but curiosity has the better of me.
Oh, come on, George, please listen to me.
Sorry, Albert, sorry. Just a minute, everybody. As soon as I find one of these keys at bed, I'll...
I told you I'd come back, Albert, and I have. You should have known I would.
Oh, no.
Darling, you're not well. Let's go home.
No, it's no use. It's just no use.
What on earth do you mean?
You'll never be rid of me, Albert. Never. I've come back to stay this time.
I think I've got it. Yeah, this key seems to be turning.
No, wait.
What is it?
You mustn't open it.
Oh, Albert, fun's fun, but after all...
I had something to tell you. She's beaten me. I can't keep it hidden any longer.
That's right, Albert. Tell them it's the only way you can ever be rid of me. Go on, tell them.
Well, Albert?
I did it. I killed her.
Did what? Killed who?
Albert, what are you talking about?
I killed Louise's mother. Her body is in that trunk.
Oh, no.
Albert, that's a very poor joke.
Oh, it's no joke. I thought I could get rid of her, but I can't. She keeps coming back, and coming back, and coming back, and I can't stand it any longer. Go on, open the trunk now. You'll see I'm telling the truth. Go on, open it.
All right, we will. Please stand back, everybody. Come on, stand back, all of you.
Yes, thank you.
Auctioneer, help me, will you?
Yes, sure, Mr. Horton. I'll undo this catch now.
There. Albert, this trunk. Why, there's nothing in it but old books.
This is the mysterious traveler again. Poor Albert. He let himself be fooled by the wrong trunk. Maybe it was his guilty conscience. What happened to him? Why, he's getting the best of attention these days in a small but comfortable room with bars over the windows. The only trouble is the bars won't keep his mother-in-law out. She comes in every night to talk to him. So if you're ever tempted to... Oh, you're getting off here. I'm sorry. But I'm sure we'll meet again. I take this same train every week at this time.
You've just heard The Mysterious Traveler, a series of dramas of the strange and terrifying. Listen next week over most of these mutual stations to a tale titled
Murder is no accident.
Another Tale of the Mysterious Traveler. The Mysterious Traveler is presented by the Mutual Network from our New York studios. Russ Dunbar speaking. Stay tuned to this station for another exciting crime drama. True Detective Mysteries, which immediately follows station identification. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
You'll be glad this winter you bought a Coleman heater this fall. Yes, as you sit back in your easy chair, snug and comfortable, you'll be glad you bought a Coleman heater. You'll enjoy floor-to-ceiling warmth in those rooms you could never heat before.
Get your Coleman oil or gas heater now during Coleman's big bonus sale. Here's what you get.
First bonus, a new low price.
Yes, now you can get a dependable Coleman automatic heater at a new low price.
Second bonus, a new low operating cost.
Coleman saves you up to 25% on heating bills because Coleman gives you maximum heat from your fuel.
Third bonus, a 32-piece set of Libby's Safe Edge glassware worth $14. It's free with your new Coleman heater.
Get 3 big bonuses. Get your Coleman oil or gas heater now during Coleman's big bonus sale. This sale is for a limited time only.
So see your Coleman dealer tomorrow. You'll find his name and address in your telephone directory.
Thanks for listening to HOJO Radio. We'll be back again very soon.